morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Courtroom Files Live. As has been our thing this week, we're off to an early start. Let's begin with Judge Meineke today.
Recently, as last night, I told you off the record, she's doing some very positive things in this case. She's prepared to plead today. We consent to being on Zoom for the purposes of you taking this plea.
Okay. Ms. Williams, please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, please put your hand down. All right, Ms. Williams, can you read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes.
Can you hear and understand me?
Yes.
Have you had a full chance to talk to Mr. Steinberg about your options, and are you satisfied with his advice?
Yes, I am.
Okay. You're pleading guilty to operating while intoxicated and occupant less than 16. That's a misdemeanor charge, carrying with it a maximum possible fine of $1,000 plus costs and or up to 1 year in the Oakland County Jail, all at this court's discretion. Before you enter a plea, you should understand you have the right to represent yourself or be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you at public expense. You have the right to a trial, either by me or by a jury. At that trial, you'd have the right to confront, cross-examine, question all witnesses brought against you. You'd have the right to have the court subpoena witnesses on your behalf. You'd have the right to testify if you wanted to, remain silent if you wanted to, and no one could say anything about you remaining silent. As you appear before this court, you're presumed innocent of this charge, and your guilt has to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Ma'am, do you understand that once you enter a plea, you give up all those rights that I just said that you have at a trial?
Yes.
Once you plead guilty, there'll be no trial. You understand that?
Yes.
Has anybody promised you or threatened you in any way to get you to give up your rights and enter a plea?
No.
It's your own choice to do this?
Yes, it is.
All right, January 20th of this year, 2025, were you driving a motor vehicle on Woodward Avenue in the city of Berkeley?
Yes.
Okay. And at some point in time, we stop by the police or have contact with police?
Yes.
All right. And while you were operating that motor vehicle, was Bailey Williams and or Arian Spites and or Arion Spites, persons less than 16 years of age occupying the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. And at some point after police make contact with you, did they have you step out of your vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. And did they have you do field sobriety tests, like stand on one leg and walk and turn?
Yes.
Okay. After that, did they place you under arrest?
Yes.
And then were you transported back to the Berkeley Police Department?
Yes.
Okay. And then did you, let's see here, did they have you do a breath test there at the police station?
They do,
Yes.
well, I believe.
Yes.
Wait a minute, I'm wrong.
Nope. I blew.
It was
They
a breath
blew.
It
test.
was a breath. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And counsel, for purposes of this plea stipulate to a 0.194.
Yes,
right.
I apologize for getting Hearner's case transition.
It's fine. It's fine. So Ms. Williams, what did you drink to get that to that bodily alcohol content? Was it beer, wine, liquor? What was it?
Wine.
Okay. Looking back on it now, with the benefit of hindsight, would you agree that your ability to operate that vehicle in a normal manner was substantially affected by your consumption of alcohol?
Yes.
Okay. Satisfied, Ms. Rosenau?
Satisfied, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Steinberg?
I am. I have one question to you, and please forgive me. I may have advised her wrong on the license sanctions. Is this the one? Does the under 16 carry the still mandatory suspension up front?
It does. It does.
That's what I thought. Okay.
And I do need to walk that through with her as well. So I'm glad you brought that up. But I want to be specific on this. So bear with me 1 second.
I think it's 30 hard and then restricted, 5-month restricted thereafter.
Okay, so 1150. No, it's a hard suspension for 90 days, restricted for 90 days.
Okay. Is there a sobriety court override for that, Judge?
Well, even if a person's in sobriety court, they're not going to get a a restricted license until 90 days. So usually
Okay.
they're a
So
program.
she doesn't, just so she's, I'm not asking her for to go to sobriety court. I outlined for you what she's doing right now. She's under the auspices of CPS, so they have her in a very strict program right now.
Well, I'm satisfied with the plea,
Me
Ms.
too.
Williams. We'll have to be prepared for obviously the challenges of the next 90 days, but it does sound like she's, Mr. Steinberg was very, he was very positive about some of the things that you're working on, Ms. Williams, and wanted me to know all the things that you're working on. Now, here's one issue that we have to deal with though, Ms. Williams. So on Sunday, this past Sunday, you got up for your 7 a.m. test and didn't provide one until 8:01 a.m. All right. And when you, after that extra hour, that test came back positive at a 0.03. And then basically they notified you for additional retests. And it sounds like they did contact you, but they asked you for, or basically the device wants you to retest. And the crucial part of the retest is, because right now, Ms. Williams, I don't know if that was a drinking event or because it was something that was in your mouth at the time. And if you have your device and you blow into your device, don't immediately put it away. Wait to make sure that the test went through, because if the test asks you to retest, so for example, on that test that came back at 0.03, if you would have retested and came back zeros, then I know it's not an alcohol consumption event. It's just you had brush your teeth or you had mouthwash or something, that it wasn't a consumption event. So Ms. Williams, that has to be locked in. Can you do that?
Yes.
All right. Do you understand what the court's saying right now?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to monitor the situation, obviously, while she's on bond, because Mr. Steinberg, if I see repeat behavior like this, then the court's going to incorporate that into its sentence. And I know you're so positive about things Ms. Williams doing. I ask you and invite you just to connect with her and remind her the importance of taking these tests on time and making sure that if it calls for a retest, to do that retest.
Judge, does she have a window on that 7 a.m.? I don't know exactly.
Yeah, and basically she'll have 15 minutes before and 30 minutes after. So
Okay.
like 6:45 to 7:30. So that's the way it works for all of your SoberLink tests. Okay.
Okay. I will make sure to have a conversation with her about this.
All right. So I'm going to order an alcohol screening assessment. So basically, Ms. Williams, what happens now is my probation department will get in touch with you and Mr. Steinberg. They'll set up an interview, all right? Because obviously all I know about you right now is that event. And my guess is there's more to you than that. And so they'll prepare a report. You and Mr. Steinberg get a copy of that report and we'll all come back together for sentencing.
Okay.
So you're all set for today, Ms. Williams. Stay on top of your tests and stay in touch with Mr. Steinberg. Good luck, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Antoine Hearner, 25-00053.
Good morning, Your Honor. Courtney Rosen on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Michael L. Steinberg, P4341 on behalf of Mr. Hearner. I too have had contact with him as recently as last night. We are continuing this matter to trial. However, there apparently will be another prosecutor assigned to this case. I'm thinking perhaps maybe in early June, we have a pretrial, final pretrial, something like that. And I'll leave it in the court's discretion as to when we try this case, whether it's on the late June docket or the early July, or the July docket.
Well, for now, I'm gonna set it for late June, and then we can monitor depending on witness availability, those types of things. But I'm going to set this for June 30th. And that'll be at 8:30 a.m. for jury trial. And then I'll set a final jury pretrial on, and I'm glad you have your calendar out, Mr. Steinberg. I'm looking
Let me
at,
just put the one you just put in real quick. Hold on a minute. That's going to be 8:30 to 4:30. And Judge, I do anticipate if this goes, we would very possibly go into the next day.
We'll be prepared for that.
Okay, all right, and final PT is,
That'll be June 6th at 9:01 a.m. on Zoom.
boy, these dates are flying. I can't believe we're already past the first week of April.
I know, it's incredible.
Length of a trial lawyer.
So I will say Mr. Hearner is still continuing to test positive for marijuana. And obviously I'm very much aware of the fact that it needs to come out of one system if there's been long-term use. But yeah, I would expect in the next couple weeks that any prior use would be out of his system by now. So we're just going to keep monitoring that, Mr. Hearner. So just know that.
Your Honor, excuse me. My name Antoine Hearner. First of all, my results have been just sent from the last two previous tests where I tested negative.
You know what? Let me take a look at that before I want to make sure that the record's clear on that. So bear with me 1 second. I might have been looking at an old pretrial services report. So I'm really glad that you brought that up, Mr. Hearner. Let me flip through here real quick. Yep. Okay. All right. The court it will clearly state for the record on March 29th, negative. April 1st, negative. All right. Good work, Mr. Hearner.
I want to
All right.
congratulate him as well, because
No
he's been working hard to get that number down.
Nice job, Mr. Hearner. Okay. All right. So then we have no issues whatsoever on bond. I will say this, because he's now down to negative. I don't need him to be testing twice a month on drugs.
I test once a week, sir.
You do have alcohol testing too. So you have alcohol test twice a month and drug testing twice a month. And
No,
so
I have probation through the 50th District Court,
oh,
and they ordered
that's
me.
right. Okay.
They
So
ordered me to test once a week. So
We'll just keep him at that, Judge, and
okay.
the results will be shared through whatever mecanism to you.
I was looking to see if I could reduce your testing, Mr. Hearner, but if the other court is doing it, I can't do anything with that.
no, sir, you cannot. There's nothing I can do either, and I understand. So
all right, okay, so we'll see you back here
at this point, if needed.
Your Honor, may I be heard on something?
Go ahead.
It's come to my attention that Mr. Hearner has picked up a new charge while on bond for this charge. Specifically, he's been charged with OWI 3rd for an event that happened on March 6th, 2025.
What?
And
yes,
as a
sir.
result,
Whoa,
people
Mr.
are
Hearner, whoa, don't say anything yet. What, Ms. Rosenoff?
Mr. Hearner has picked up a new case. It's an OWI 3rd for an incident happening on March 6, 2025, charged out of our office. Mr. Hearner was operating a motor vehicle in the city of Auburn Hills and had a blood alcohol level of 0.11. As a result, the people would move to revoke the defendant's bond.
In fact, first of all, I'm entitled to a bond notice and bond motion. I'm not waiving on that. Secondly, I'd like to go look him up in that court right now and see if there's actually is anything. HURNER.
And Your Honor, I'll make a record that I did speak with Mr. Steinberg off the record on Zoom here prior to the case being called. And I did note that Mr. Hearner picked up this new case on March 6th. And we discussed that he now has 4 total OWIs.
Okay. All right. So one,
Judge, I'm going to tell you, may I screen share with you, please?
go ahead, but Ms. Rosenoff, please next time, if you have information about a new offense, please lead with that as soon as I call the case, because obviously I don't have that information, and the court certainly would respond if there's a new event. Now, Mr. Steinberg is right. He has the opportunity to have this matter scheduled for a bond violation hearing. I do think the court it certainly has the right to make some adjustments with testing, but I need more information. So Mr. Steinberg,
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Do I have the ability to screen share?
yeah, I haven't prohibited you from doing that, so go ahead.
Okay. This is the 52-3 district court right now. Antoine, scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. There's nothing there with a FY, or there's an FY from 2014. There's no 2025 case.
For me, it's real simple. Monica, can you run a new driving record for Mr. Hearner for me? If he has a 625G permit that's issued, that will certainly be evidence to me that he was arrested. So I do see that they haven't. I'm with you, Mr. Steinberg, and again, it might not have been sworn to yet, but let me at least get a new driving record. So if I could see that 625G permit has been issued on his driving record, that means he's been arrested. So,
And Your
okay.
Honor, I'll note the case was just charged yesterday for the March 6th incident.
Okay. Mr. Hearner, I have one question for you, and I do not want, it's nothing about the charge itself. Does your probation officer know about this?
No, not at the moment yet.
Okay, so talk, and what I want you to do is, after we're done, talk to Mr. Steinberg about the best way to approach that. Because in my experience, and I think Mr. Steinberg would vouch for it, probation officers prefer when they hear it from you versus hearing it from somebody else. So it might be something to talk to Mr. Steinberg about how to approach that. I don't want you to say anything more, Mr. Hearner. All right, you have a presumption of innocence on this new charge, and you have your due process rights. Now, a 625G permit was issued out of Auburn Hills on March 6th. So
Thank you, Judge.
this is an issue. So, all right. So I will give you a chance, Mr. Steinberg, to do some additional homework on this, and I'll set this for a bond violation hearing. If you want me to consider a revocation of bond, I think Mr. Steinberg should have the opportunity to review the allegations. In the meantime, I still have additional information about a new crime involving the same type of behavior that's in front of me. And so I think there has to be some adjustment to his testing, which I think I am in a good position to do if I'm setting a bond for a bond violation hearing. So I'm going to amend.
How about instead of, if you feel that you can just adjust conditions at this point and not revoke, then I will waive off my notice at this point.
Okay, so so at this point in time, until I get more information, I'm going to amend his bond to require that he have an alcohol tether.
Okay.
Which I think, frankly, Mr. Steinberg, when he gets arraigned on the new charge, they're going to put an alcohol tether on him anyway.
I have no question that they're going to not do that. That's why I said it might be an academic point at this point, because I know the magistrates in that court and I also know the practices of the judges in that court.
So, additionally, Mr. Hearner, I'm going to require that you attend daily meetings. I don't care if they're AA, Smart Recovery, Celebrate Recovery, group counseling, but you need to be going to work on your sobriety every single day. And I got a sense from you, Mr. Hearner, when I was talking about your testing on the marijuana side coming down to negative, and even when the court was thinking of adjusting your drug testing, you stopped me and said it's needed. And I took that as a sign that maybe for the first time in a long, long time, there's a desire on your part to stop this cycle. And so I think it's time for you to connect with the recovery community in a significant way. Regardless how these cases come out, you don't have any control over that, but you have a chance to stay sober today.
Yes, sir.
And that's what you got to focus on. And then and don't worry about tomorrow, focus on today. And then if you get through today, it makes it more likely that you can get through tomorrow and the next day and the next day. But you need to connect with people. You can't do this by yourself, and you just got to get to work. And in the meantime, if you're going to meetings and you're on your tether and you're doing things right, not only is it going to put you in a better position with all these cases, but the community is safer. You're safer.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm currently enrolled in outpatient rehab.
Good. And if you're not, but you
I'm
should
through
still be,
Easter Seals.
but you should still be, if you are not, if on that day you're not in counseling, you should be in a meeting. And Mr.
Yes, sir.
Steinberg's worked with a lot of clients on this, and he has a great passion for the recovery community and the importance of this journey. You could not have had a better attorney connected with you on this. You've got to pick his brain. You got to ask him about this. You got to work through this, because otherwise this cycle is just going to keep going.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Judge,
So-
so we are now, this is in lieu of a bond violation, in essence, you have more than prima facie evidence with the 625G permit, and Ms. Roz now giving us as an officer court saying that there's a PO number now generated. I feel that at this point you've addressed bond.
So I'm going to, he needs to get that alcohol tether within 72 hours. So you've been contacting pretrial services, contact them. All right. And they'll get you set up with where you need to get your alcohol tether. I'm sure once you get your alcohol tether on, then your probation will probably change your testing and save you some money on that. You got to know, that's why talk to Mr. Steinberg. Once you talk to your probation officer, you got to let them know that you're now on a tether, all daily meetings, all those type of things.
Okay.
So,
And
and then
you're
So, Judge, are
generating-
we setting a bond violation hearing, or is the defendant pleading guilty to the violation? I'm
well, we
confused.
can't. So, a couple things. He's presumed innocent on this new charge, so I can't have him make a factual statement about whether he was driving, whether he was under the influence, because that's all going to be
Understood.
impacted by this new case. But I'm putting a tether on him now. Instead of waiting until he's arraigned, I'm putting a tether on him now. And then as the additional facts come out, because all I know right now is what you've told me is a 0.11 and I got a 625G permit. I mean, I might find out additional facts that concern me enough that I have to step it up and set it for an additional bond review. But I'm satisfied with what the information you gave me. If I put a tether on him, I can protect the community in a sufficient way. I mean, he's shown up here. He's been in contact with pretrial services. So the new charge is what's triggering the additional sort of bond sanction. I'm not ready to revoke it yet because frankly,
Are you
just
setting a
finding out-
date for a hearing? Are we coming back on this next week, or are you denying my motion today?
I think you have, I keep saying you have facial evidence. You have a officer of the court that's got a generated PO number representing to you that there's a 0.11. You have a 625G permit, and as this court is well aware, at least a PBT had to be administered to generate that 625G permit. So I think you have sufficient evidence to say to conclude that there has been a issue with bond. You've now imposed necessary sanctions. He agrees with you that you need them. So it's superfluous to have a bond violation hearing in
Okay,
which
so
in essence,
Ms. Rosenau is just asking for a finding based on the fact that there seems to be no contesting of the issues here, and the court can accept hearsay at a bond violation hearing, and I have evidence presented, so I find that the defendant is in violation of his bond. Ms. Rosenau, you can make any additional motions above and beyond what the court's already signaled is going to be its likely sanction at this time. So
Thank you.
so when she sets it, Your Honor, just know I have Judge K. I got a heavy docket with Judge K next week.
No. I'm saying I found your client in violation of bond.
Okay,
We're not
good.
going to set it for a bond violation hearing.
Thank you.
So
I'm
Ms.
sorry.
Rosenau, what I'm saying basically is if Ms. Rosenau wants to make any further arguments about a sanction on top of what the court has already sort of signaled it's going to give, I'm giving her the chance to make those arguments.
at this point.
I'm not gonna make that argument, Judge. Like you said, I wanted the finding. I understand that you're sanctioning the defendant, for the violation, and I appreciate you clarifying the
Okay.
record.
And
Okay.
just quick, I just want to tell Mr. Hearner to continue to stay in touch with me. When he gets arraigned on the new offense, he should tell me who his new lawyer is. I may notify I'm gonna at least notify MID or the Mr. Mena's office that I'm on this case. So they may try to give it to me anyway.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I know I've taken up a lot of your record today, but it's been necessary.
So, all right, we're gonna have this back for a final jury pretrial on June 6th. I will tell you, Mr. Hearner, I'll see you sooner than June 6th if you don't have that tether on. So get that tether on within 72 hours. And when you do your daily meetings, get that proof to Mr. Steinberg so that if I ever need to find out if you're going to your meetings, I can contact Mr. Steinberg and he can give me that list. Got it?
Yes, sir. Sir, excuse me. My work schedule too. I work Monday, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. I do 15-hour shifts. I'll go from one job to the next.
So when you go to these meetings, they're 24/7. You can go online meetings. I don't care, but you need to get
Oh,
these
okay.
meetings.
I
All right?
just didn't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right.
And Mr. Hearner, very quickly, and sorry, take screenshots that way if you're on an online meeting. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Your Honor. Thank you for your time. Have a great Friday. And I see a lot of other people here. So
Yeah, I got to get moving. Thank you.
Jeez.
He's got to get moving, and we'll move on as well. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Courtroom Files Live. There's actually a lot going on this morning, a lot of places I can go, but we'll stick with the classics for now, and let's go to Judge Fleischer. By the way, if you haven't said good morning in the chat, feel free.
Go ahead, sign for your reset. All right, Judge, next is page 5, Deshawn Brandon.
Did we get Cerna? Do you know?
No, Judge.
Perhaps Monday, maybe? I'd like to look them up. You know,
Yeah.
we'll look them up.
Okay. Have a seat in the jury box.
You are Mr. Deshawn? Sir, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Your Honor, I apologize, maybe sure.
Deshawn is D-E-S.
Your Honor, on March 27, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer observed a vehicle make an improper turn, nearly causing an accident with the vehicle turning next to him by turning into the wrong lane. The defendant then traveled 88 miles per hour in a 50-mile-an-hour zone and made an unsafe lane change while speeding.
That's it?
Yes, Your Honor. The information, the charging instrument alleges that
Come on.
the reckless driving is based on a willful and wanton disregard for the safety of persons by driving more than 35 miles over the posted speed limit.
Do this. I'm going to take more time with yours. Just take a seat for me in the jury box so I don't forget about you, Mr. Deshawn. I'm not ready to make a ruling on this yet. Grab your stuff. Just hang tight with me. Can you point him somewhere real quick?
Yes. Next, Judge, we have page 12, Hodge, come on up.
Spring cleaning challenge kickoff. Sorry.
I didn't hear.
What's your last name, ma'am?
Hodge.
Hodge. Okay. You're Ms. Barr?
I am, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Hodge. Ma'am, you're charged with resisting arrest or search. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Okay.
Your Honor, on March 30th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer observed a vehicle traveling 55 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone and made a traffic stop. Upon contact with the defendant became irate and demanded the law enforcement officer's name and badge number before answering a FaceTime call and becoming distracted. The defendant advised that her driver's license was expired and that she only had a passport. Vehicle registration was also expired. Law enforcement officer asked the defendant to step out of the vehicle, and the defendant ignored the commands. Law enforcement officer then opened the defendant's door and again ordered the defendant to step out of the car and informed her she was under arrest for interfering with public duties. The law enforcement officer then removed the defendant from the driver's seat and forced the defendant to the ground. After being detained, the defendant refused to get into the back of the law enforcement officer's vehicle and began to kick out towards the deputies. In the process, the defendant struck the law enforcement officer in both thighs several times. The law enforcement officer was eventually able to force the defendant into the vehicle.
She gets charged with assault on the peace officer?
No, Your Honor, she did not.
Very lucky. Extremely lucky that you're not charged with 2 additional felonies. Ms. Hodge, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. So can you run her license, see if she has a valid license, please? If you do not have a Texas driver license and a liability insurance in your name, you're not allowed to drive. And I will make that a condition of your bond. When you get into a pissing match with people who have the power of arrest, who wins? Right. Take that into account. A lot of times, something like this ends up in a ticket, you know?
She's not eligible.
Okay, you're not allowed to drive. I'm making that a condition, and you're now going to sign an affidavit with me today, which is a promise that you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. There's no justification you can give for driving. I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 people. Do not drive. If you want to drive, go get a license, get insurance, and I'll happily take this restriction off. That's the only condition I'm placing on you now. Don't drive unless you have those, and then you get approval from us. Because you have a lawyer, Ms. Hodge, I will waive your appearance. Meaning you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Ms. Barr and she'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If she tells me she cannot get a hold of you because you're playing games, you're not responding to phone calls or text messages, I will issue a warrant for your arrest as well. Okay, so I'll have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive, and after that, you guys are out of here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So real quick while he's between things, if I understood this correctly, the only thing that she was charged with was resisting arrest. That has always bothered me. Now, this is not me in any way condoning what allegedly happened here, but it bothers me when I see defendants charged with resisting arrest but nothing else, because it almost implies that a cop comes up and says, I'm going to arrest you, and then you go, no, you're not. And then the charge is just, you know what I mean? I think it's a charge that has to go with something. I've been charged with this, and then I resisted arrest, so I was also charged with this. It bothers me when that's the only charge that I see. If you have thoughts on this matter that are the same or different or whatever, feel free to chime in the chat, because I'd love to have a discussion on the matter if you're willing this morning. That one's never set well with me when that's the only charge they face. And unless I missed something, that was all she was charged with. But let's get back to court.
You are Luis Garcia.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Garcia, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On March 30th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to a welfare check on a vehicle and found the vehicle clearly stopped on the right-hand shoulder. Upon contact with the defendant, the law enforcement officer observed red, glossy eyes and the odor of alcoholic beverage. The defendant admitted to consuming 10 beers at a bar before operating his vehicle. On the Friday test, the law enforcement officer witnessed 6 out of 6 clues in the HDN, 5 out of 8 on the walking to, and 0 out of 4 on one leg stand. The defendant consented to a breath test and blew I believe this to be an error in the bill, Your Honor, but it says 0.016 and 0.0156. I believe it to mean.
Wait, it should be one,
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't know. I mean, you can look in the OR, I guess, just to see. Regardless, I think there's enough to go forward. Mr. Garcia, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you run his license, please? And does he have any priority to be honest?
Yes, Your Honor. No priority, and he is eligible.
Thanks. Mr. Garcia, like I said, I'm finding probable cause. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you to see. If I find that you're consuming, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, sir?
I have one already. I'll hire one. I think she was on Zoom. She's on the Zoom, for Meadows Associates.
Oh, Rodriguez, Carlos.
Oh, Carlos. Ms. Broholm, are you here for a case?
Judge, I'm here for the non-disclosure. It's in your queue. I approached you on it on Monday. You said you granted, but we had a filing issue, so I refiled it.
Okay, I'll sign it. But okay,
Thank you, Judge.
yep. Okay, so I guess let's do this. I'm gonna have you sign a reset. I'll have you get with Fleischer for your bond conditions, then we'll just have you wait for your lawyer to get here, okay? Don't leave until they get here though, please.
All right, Judge, next is page 12. Oh, no, wait, it's turn it something else. Page 15, Jordan, come on up. Oh, I didn't sign it.
Good morning, Mr. Jordan. So you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On March 27, 2025, an officer was working a second job at Dick's Sporting Goods in Harris County, Texas, and was approached by the store manager, the witness. This advised the officer that the defendant walked into the store with another individual, and the witness advised the officer the other individual with the defendant walked out of the store without paying for any merchandise. The complaining witness stated he wanted the defendant to trespass because the defendant was seen on camera attempting to cover the individual while the individual was stealing merchandise. The officer stopped the defendant at the front entrance of the store, and the officer stated the defendant would be trespassing the store. The defendant became irate and more aggressive. The officer ordered the defendant to place his hands behind his back and placed handcuffs on the defendant's right wrist. The defendant twisted his body and tensed his muscles. The defendant, with great amount of force, threw his left arm forward and threw his left arm backwards towards the officer. The officer attempted to gain control of the defendant's left arm. The defendant began pulling away, and the officer grabbed the defendant's body with both arms and guided the defendant toward a rack where the officer was able excuse me, Your Honor, tongue twister, where they were able to detain the defendant. The defendant was identified by his Texas driver's license.
What's he under arrest for?
I believe he was under arrest for trespass originally, Your Honor.
Oh.
We have,
You gotta,
yes, Your Honor. We just have a brief moment.
are you losing? Are you losing?
Your Honor, the only thing I have is that the suspect began acting irate and clearly becoming more aggressive. And then the officer went to detain the suspect by grabbing his right wrist.
No, all right. When you get into a pissing match with the people who have the power of arrest, who's going to win every single time? You know what I mean? Every single time. Sometimes it's better to tuck your tail at times because you may end up winning in the long run. I'm going to find no probable cause in the case. Just be careful, man. I probably wouldn't go back to the sticks because it's not going to go well. You know what I mean? All right, hang tight.
All right, Judge, next is page 22. Soto, come on up.
Your Honor. Please. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. It's a new case, Your Honor.
Yeah. What's the name?
Page
Well,
22.
22. Okay.
Soto.
Good morning, Ms. Soto. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you, Judge. On or about March 27, 2025, law enforcement officer spoke with another officer who was dispatched to a crash on the Southwest Freeway in Harris County, Texas. After stated that upon arrival, he observed the defendant who was standing outside of the defendant's motor vehicle. The officer stated they observed the odor of alcoholic beverage emitting from the defendant's person, and the defendant stated they had a few drinks. Law enforcement officer met with the defendant, who was later identified by her Texas driver's license. The defendant stated the motor vehicle from the crash was her vehicle and that she was driving. The motor vehicle is also registered to the defendant. Law enforcement officer observed red glossy eyes, a mild odor of alcoholic beverage, and agitation on the part of the defendant. The defendant stated she was driving on the service road on the Southwest Freeway, and the defendant's tire was like it was bent on the axle. The defendant said she did not know if she struck a curb. The defendant said she got off work and went to a restaurant and then drank 3 margaritas at the restaurant.
So she's driving on a axle that's bent due to,
I don't.
or I guess at the time the officer gets there, she's already stopped,
Yes, Your Honor.
but she had been driving.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Defendant says she was heading home when this occurred. And Sarah's foot spray tests were conducted. The law enforcement officer witnessed the test excluding the HGN. 4 to 8 on the walking turn. 3 to 4 on the one leg stand. The defendant refused a breast specimen. And was transported to JPC where a blood warrant was executed and blood draw.
Any prior DWIs?
No, Your Honor.
License?
Eligible.
Thank you. Ms. Soto, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand? You are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. If you have both, then you may continue to drive, but don't use. It's not going to go well, and don't pick up a new case. Do you understand? You have great lawyers. Listen to them. They'll take care of you. And then I'm going to waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but stay in touch with them and they'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. For now, I'm going to have you go sign a reset with Victoria. We'll get you with Fleischer for your bond conditions. Then you guys are free to go.
You're
Tell Juan that I'm at an abject loss that he's not here.
He had a federal selling, Your Honor,
I
so
know.
yeah.
Always does.
But I'll tell him that.
Tell him.
His appearance was missed.
Please. Thanks.
All right. Ms. Soto, go ahead and sign for your reset. All right, Judge, next is page 15. Lee, come on up.
Omar.
Morning, Judge.
Hey, bud, I got your motion to sub and I signed it.
Okay, I was actually approaching regarding a different matter.
Is it on docket today?
No, it's not.
Okay, do me a favor. Let me blow through the arraignments and then I'll get back with you, huh?
Okay, no
But
problem.
will you chat me your cell phone, chat me the cause number, and then as soon as I'm done, I'll hit you up so you don't have to wait,
All right, thank you, Judge.
please. What page?
Judge, page 15.
Okay.
Lee.
All right, good morning, Miss Lee. Ma'am, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. On June 16, 2023, a law enforcement officer conducted an investigation and made contact with the complaining witness. The complaining witness stated she was in the leasing office at an apartment complex when the defendant entered after she was given a criminal trespass warning. The defendant was yelling during business hours while the complaining witness had future residents in the lobby and office. The law enforcement officer issued a written criminal trespass on June 2nd, 2023. The defendant stated she understood the criminal trespass warning at the time. A law enforcement officer attempted to make contact with the defendant, who refused to answer the front door, but yelled she was not going to open the door unless the law enforcement officer had a warrant. The defendant was identified by her.
Does she live there?
Yes.
I do not have any facts that demonstrate that in the officer's sworn statement.
Okay, so let's do this. Ms. Lee, I'll appoint you a lawyer today so we can get to the bottom of it, and then I can make a ruling a little bit later. What I'll have you do is I'll just have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you take a seat. Let me appoint you a lawyer, and then we'll have them investigate a little bit further, okay? Please.
This way.
Judge, can you sign bond petitions on downbeat?
Yeah.
Just an update for you real quick. I've got eyes on 9 different courtrooms, but Judge Fleischer's court is usually fairly busy on a Friday morning. He calls it his arraignment Fridays. So we'll just continue to ride here for a little bit. But if something pops off someplace else, we'll make the switch.
Okay, what page was it again?
Bottom of 18.
Thanks. Good morning, Mr. Robisho. Sir, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On March 29, 2025, the officer was advised, an officer was advised that the defendant exited a Target store with approximately $100 shooting, passing all points of sale without attempting to pay for it. The officer arrived at the store location and was advised the defendant placed a scooter in the rear of his motor vehicle and drove away from the scene. The officer initiated a traffic stop on the vehicle and detained the defendant. The officer observed the scooter in the back from the vehicle. The officer confirmed the scooter was stolen by contacting the complaining witness. And the officer identified the defendant by entering his name, date of birth, and used a prior booking photo to match the defense.
Can you run his license, please? See if he has a license.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's expired, sir.
Stop.
It's not eligible, Your Honor.
Mr. Robisho, I'm going to have you sign an affidavit with me today promising you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care what you need to do. I don't care what the kid has to go. They got to go to the hospital. You're not allowed to drive unless you have a Texas driver license and liability insurance. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car. Do you understand?
Sir.
I'm also ordering you from going to any Target whatsoever, anywhere.
I do have a valid insurance. I need to renew my license. Absolutely. I agree.
If you have valid insurance, but you still don't have a license, that valid insurance is squat because you don't have a license.
Sir, I understand. I know I made a mistake. Yes, sir. Huh?
You have the ability to hire a lawyer.
No, sir, not at the moment.
Brandon's going to give you an application. I'm going to have you fill it out and I'll see whether you qualify. I need to know everything about you. We are going to make bond conditions for you not to go to any Target. You're going to sign it. Do not pick up a new case. Do not endanger my city. Otherwise, I'm going to make your bond so high. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
Don't pick up any new cases.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, sir.
All right, head on over there and then we'll have you fill everything out, sir.
Okay.
All
Can you
right.
file,
No driving.
Hodge,
no going down the
Dominic
Target,
Hodge.
please.
No driving.
No targets, anywhere.
At the bottom, it says that there's no driving.
Public service announcement, because I continue to not understand this, and I think I've mentioned it on the live stream in the past, but don't steal from Target. Walmart too, but it's been like 30 years ago now, but I worked at Target when I was in college, and back then their security system rivaled freaking Fort Knox. I swear to God, it's so advanced. They monitor every single aisle. There's no corner of that store where you're going to get away with something. Why people do it is beyond me. So tell your friends, don't steal from Target.
Months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, man.
You're on June 18th, 2023, law enforcement officer dispatched on arrival met with a playing witness who is the stepfather of the defendant. The playing witness states that the defendant was on property on June 18th after knowing she was not allowed to be there for previous criminal trespasses warning the nation. The playing witness stated that the defendant had been on the property previously and verbally and physically aggressive. The playing witness stated that this incident, doorbell rang. The plaintiff answered, and the defendant was standing there. The plaintiff was told the defendant she was not allowed to be there. The defendant stated she was not trespassing and was there to see her children. The plaintiff stated no. Sorry, there was, I apologize. There wasn't at the time, there was a court order stating the defendant is not to be near her children during an open child protective services, investigation.
So the children are still there.
Well, Your Honor, this was from 2023, so I'm not sure about the current situation, but the children were in the home at the time.
Any drugs or alcohol that we should know about?
No, Your Honor, no allegations from what I see.
This has been an ongoing battle we've been having for 3 years now. I'm sending you now for a drug and alcohol test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your body, and you're to come right back. I'll appoint your lawyer today. You're not to go back to their house. If I find that you do, you know what's going to happen. I'm putting a monitor on your ankle so I know where you are at all times. Do you understand this, Rogers? I'm not going to play this game with you again. We've been through this round and round and round and round, and I'm at my peak. Do you understand? Okay, take a seat for me.
Judge, you want to know contact as well?
Yeah, she's no contact, not to go within 1,000 feet of where they live or where they work. No weapons
Yes, Judge. And drug test today?
right now.
Yes, Judge. Next, Judge, council's approaching.
Okay, you ready?
for Page 11, bottom of 11.
Okay. Hi, how are you? Good, good. You have Mr. Guartage?
That's correct.
Is that right? Okay,
Go and bring him up.
please. Have you filed an attorney of record?
No one really should have brought one this morning. And he could not make it to court, unfortunately, so he asked me.
Oh, tell Noah hello. Been a while since we've seen him. Oh, he has filed it. I see it. Okay.
So it's gonna read.
Nomás para no leer la razón de factoría. Por no leer la razón de factoría, no se escucha porque tú no puedes explicar en español.
Okay,
No se escucha.
okay.
You are Mr. Guartage.
Watch out.
Yes,
You were charged with racing on a highway. You were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On March 30th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was informed of a group of modified vehicles were going to be racing on the West Loop South Freeway. The law enforcement officer, with the location observed vehicles traveling in a pack and began to trail the vehicles. Law enforcement officer witnessed 4 vehicles line up side by side at match speeds of 60 miles an hour and then simultaneously accelerate to speeds over 100 miles an hour. 3 of the vehicles that lined up and participated in the second drag race. A traffic stop was initiated and the defendant stated that he was only speeding.
Do we have any of the co-defendants?
We do not, Your Honor. I believe
Who's the only one?
individual was detained on the traffic stop from another officer.
Okay.
Do you mind running his license, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, I do not currently have a driver's license. So take it to me.
Mr. Guartage,
Señor Guartage,
you are not allowed to drive. I am putting this condition on you now, and you will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me you're not going to drive. I don't care what your excuse is. If I find that you drive, if you become a danger to my community, I'm going to put you in jail. I don't know if if you're in this country with permission, but if you're not, and you go to jail and immigration finds you because they sweep it daily, they will put a detainer on you and you will be stuck like Chuck in there until this case is over with. And then you get shipped off to immigration. That's usually about a 6 to 9 month process. Do you understand?
¿no entiende? Conteste. ¿Entiende? Yes, sir.
Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with them. I'm absolutely serious when I mean no driving. I don't care what your excuse is, sir. If I find that you get into a car and drive, and I don't care if it's to the little Piggly Wiggly, it's not going to go well for you. I'll have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. We'll have you sign a reset. And after that, you'll be out of here, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Please.
Have a wonderful day.
I can't help but hear Piggly Wiggly and think of Driving Miss Daisy with Morgan Freeman and who was the lady? Her name escapes me. Anyways, if you know who the actress was who played Miss Daisy, put it in the comments in the chat because I forget. By the way, yesterday when we were online, Judge Fleischer just suddenly left, and I'd commented that he just abandoned ship. I went back and rewatched it. He was playing on his phone, and then all of a sudden he looked at his staff. It's like, I'm out. I gotta go. So I think something happened with one of his kids or something. But his wife is a nurse, if I recall correctly, him saying. So it's probably easier for him to leave his job than it is for her to leave hers. But anyways, back to Judge.
Oh, we're here.
Thursday. Where's their?
Yep.
Can I get one?
Buenos días. Nomás escucho el paso. Nomás escuché el paso y yo lo voy a interpretar.
It's at the bottom of page 10. Mr. Garcia, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You were facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine because of the high blow. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On September 22nd, 2023, law enforcement officer conducted a traffic stop.
Remember, she's translating, so.
Yes, sir.
I'm good. I'm
Well,
good.
I'm just
I'll let you know.
bless you, you're the best.
Thank you.
An officer conducted a traffic stop stating that the defendant had failed to maintain a single lane and had been swerving from lane 1 to lane 2 on a busy road. Another officer arrived on scene and saw the defendant failing to maintain balance. The defendant stated he had 5 beers and was not an English speaker. The defendant asked whether he was under the influence of these substances and stated he had 2 tequila drinks at his friend's house and consented to the standardized filter sobriety test. Those filter sobriety tests were completed at the Fort jail. Results of which the officer saw 6 out of 6 conclusions on the HGN, 6 out of 8 on the walking turn, 2 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. The officer read DIC 24 in Spanish, and the defendant consented The defendant consented to
el
arrest him.
procedimiento de muestra de
The
evidencia.
results of
Los
which were
resultados serán
.179 and .19.
179.11.
The defendant later changed his story and stated he had 4 tequila drinks and was on the way home after picking up.
Run his license, please. Does he have any prior DWIs as well?
I do not believe any prior DWIs, and I do not believe he has a license in style.
Mr. Garcia, your case is 560 days old. You have been gone a very long time. Because of that nature, I'm now going to put an ankle monitor on you so I know where you are at all times. And I'm going to tell you now, if you ever take off on me again, I will make your bond so high you're going to have hair falling out. You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication, and I'm going to test you. If I find that you're consuming, I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand?
¿Usted entiende?
You were also ordered not to drive. You do not have a driver's license, therefore do not drive. That is about the worst possible thing you can do. You will be signing an affidavit with me today. This is a promise you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive. I don't care what you have to do in your life. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive.
Cada vez que usted maneja. Okay.
Okay, so it's a true absconsion thing. Mr. Garcia, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
¿Tu abogado?
No.
No.
I need you to fill out an
Necesita
application
que
for me
llenar una
and I will take a
aplicación.
look at your finances. I need to know everything about you, what kind of cars you have, whether you have a house, how much money you have at the bank, if you work, how much money you make, if any other sources of income. I need to know everything about you. Don't just put zeros because I'm going to send it right back to you. I truly need to know everything that you make and I'll take a look at it. As it stands, you ever take off on me again, it's really going to go bad for you. Come on. Please get your GPS today.
All right, Judge, next is case 21, Serna, Jonathan.
So once again, I've got my eyes on multiple courtrooms, but we haven't had much Judge Fleischer this week because he's been mostly quiet. So unless there's objection that comes up in the chat, I'm content to just continue to ride here for a while.
Sir, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you, sir.
Yes, sir.
On March 28, 2025, an officer was in the process of serving a capital murder warrant on a suspect in Harris County, Texas. While conducting a felony stop, the defendant, who was identified by his Texas ID card, pulled up on the officer's perimeter, got out of their motor vehicle and began walking to the residence where the murder suspect was. The officer supervisor ordered the defendant to stop and stay right there. The defendant refused and continued to ignore officers while walking towards the residence. The officer supervisor ordered the defendant to step back multiple times and then grabbed the defendant and took him to the ground.
Him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was he the capital murder suspect?
No, Your Honor.
I live there. Stop. Oh, sorry.
I believe that they were in the process of serving a warrant on someone else at the residence, and that's when they came in contact with the defendant. Ordered him to stop. He refused to stop going towards the residence, Your Honor.
Serve the warrant. What ended up happening?
Looks like after refusing commands, there was a brief struggle where he was detained.
Was the murder suspect there?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. It does not say. I have no further facts that show if the warrant was service was complete on the warrant or not, Your Honor, or completed at the time. I just believe they were in the process and believed him to be at the residence, and that's been this incident.
Read it again, if you don't mind.
Yes, Your Honor. On March 28, 2025, the law enforcement officer and Squad 5 of the Houston Police Department's Gang Division served a capital murder warrant for a suspect observed inside a truck at a nearby residence. While conducting a felony stop, the defendant, who is identified by his Texas ID card, pulled up on the perimeter, got out of the vehicle, walked to the sidewalk, and began walking to the residence where the murder suspect was. The supervisor then ordered the defendant to stop and to stay right there. The defendant refused and continued ignoring officers and walking towards the residence. The supervisor ordered him to step back multiple times, but the defendant was once again ignored the officers. The law enforcement officer grabbed the defendant and made him bounce and the ground.
Okay, so now, but when you first started, you said they were going to a capital murder suspect in a car.
Yes, Your Honor. That's what, so I was originally reading the summary and I'm going straight from the gems down, Your Honor. It looks like the suspect was observed inside a truck at a nearby residence.
So the suspect is not even in the residence. No.
Then they later state that there was that the suspect, that the defendant here was walking towards the residence where the murder suspect was. I'm not sure, Your Honor. I have nothing for that.
I find no problem causing your case. Just be careful, man. When you get into a pissing match with,
I understand.
who's gonna win?
They are. I understand.
No.
Yes, sir.
All right, hand,
All right, sit down.
please.
Judge, the arraignments we have left, we're waiting on the attorneys to show up.
Okay.
So Johnson, we're done for now. If anybody needs to approach. Johnson, Jonathan? Yes.
Hey, you ready? Yeah.
I am here on Destiny Drake-Osby. Yesterday, you ordered that she appear today. I was appointed last Friday. She caught a new ag assault family member in another court.
Now,
She is in court eight's holdover right now.
do you mind bringing up?
Last name is Drake-Osby. The case before you, like I said, it was recently appointed a week ago today. It looks like the arrest was the following day for whatever this new thing is.
This is for the,
Well, no, the new law violation that she caught in felony
let's,
court.
hold on before, because I want her to hear.
Gotcha.
Johnson, Jonathan?
Yeah, while they're doing that.
Okay, judge walked off for a second, so perhaps this is an appropriate break in the action. Axiom, Linkman, you brought up the idea of these people needing to learn how to write reports, and I wholeheartedly don't disagree. The problem that I see in law enforcement at the moment, and the problem that honestly I see even beyond that, it's a cultural issue, is a lack, first off, a lack of pride that people have in their work. And we talked about this in the comments or in the chat here just a little while ago. I kind of hinted at it, that people don't take pride in what they do, at least like they used to. So they don't seek out to continue to improve upon what they do. They do the bare minimum to get by. And there's reasons for that. One of them is, especially in the corporate world where I used to be, 2 decades ago now, you're not rewarded for that. There's no loyalty. So it's hard to motivate yourself to do more. But even beyond that, people don't seem to have as much pride in themselves to learn how to do their jobs better. So that's a problem. The other angle, specifically with law enforcement, as I see it, is who wants that job right now? I mean, honestly, because the public is so up in a frenzy over every little thing that law enforcement does And if they so much as breathe wrong, it gets broadcast everywhere and made an example of. Who wants to put themselves on the line to do that? So are you going to get the best and the brightest in these positions? It's harder and harder to do. I wouldn't want to do it. And I don't know many that would. So you end up, instead of getting the best and the brightest, which is really what you should have in a position like that, people that can think, people that can reason, people that can come to logical conclusions based on the facts as they present themselves, people who realize that things aren't always as simple as a rule book. You don't get those kind of people into these jobs. You get, I hate to say lesser, but it's the truth. You get lesser. And then you're asking these people who are now in a position that they're not necessarily qualified for, that they're not necessarily the best fit for, to suddenly do everything's perfect. It's just not going to happen. Now, what's the answer to this? I honestly don't know at this point. I struggle with trying to figure out an answer because I think about this a lot, but I don't know what it is. It has to start with society calming down. I guess that's step one, but that's step one of a multi-step process. But as long as there's this hyper focus on what is done wrong rather than also what is done right, I don't see how this fixes itself and how we get the best people into these positions, which then becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, because if you don't have the right people in the positions, they're going to screw up more, and then it's going to be publicized more, and it's a spiral. I don't know. Those are my thoughts on it. Let's get back to Judge.
Mr. Drake-Osby, I now have to revoke your bond in our case as well. I'm sorry. So I'm going to set it at 5,001. You've still not made bond on the felony case. So if you do, I mean, we can talk, but okay.
Oh, yes. Okay, you'll have to.
So John, I think he's set for when? She's set for
514, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Okay, do you want to do, I guess, the day after then?
You look at one other thing, Judge. Well, I think the felony is actually set for Monday. Our case before this one was caught up was when she was reset for 514.
It's up to, I'm good with whatever you want to.
I'm actually looking, I don't have any new discovery to look over because this case is so new. There weren't even any body cams for me, so I'm pretty much waiting on everything. I'll leave it where it is and I'll monitor things and see what's going on with the felony case, Judge.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Yeah, first again, Judge. The order states that she cannot interact with the complaining witness, neither personally or through a third person. She wants to know, will you allow her mother to drop off the kid?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, okay.
Come on, Joseph, I'll hit you up next.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, who do you have?
I'm Jesus Montes. He's here.
Come up, Mr. Montes. Do you speak English?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Got it. Thanks.
You are on bond for an assault in this case, and you've now picked up a new case. What happened to the violation of protective order, please?
Yes, Your Honor. On March 18th, 2025, Harris County, Texas, the officer met with Claimant Menace for a BPO call from service. The officer met with Claimant when he filed with the defense center, threatening text messages and called her 21 times. Claimant said calls for 1 day after the 61-day protective order expired. The defendant has a no contact order in place out of court 5.
You don't get it. You don't get it. I only have one thing to do. I'm sorry, I'm revoking your bond, putting you in jail. I ordered you not to do something and you're doing whatever you want to do. Doesn't work like that. There are serious consequences. Goes with you.
Who is this judge?
This is Montes.
Did you want another motion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm putting a new MOA on him and I'm gonna advise him that if he violates it again, we'll have a hearing to hold him at no bond, okay? Because the second one, I can have a hearing. I will only touch the assault case and I'm gonna put it at 5,001. He is made bond on the VPO.
He was given a PR.
They gave him a PR bond on the VPO. It's like, I don't know if I'm gonna keep the PR bond on the VPO as well. Ms. McBroom, just,
Well, Judge, there were multiple orders in this case for bond conditions, and the one that ordered no contact was not labeled in order in the computer, so I didn't see it. There was another one that was no threatening or harassing, and a third one, and it was blank, and all it said was all conditions to be supervised by the department.
That means they're following the conditions in the state's motion filed on that same day.
say it again?
Oh.
That
okay.
order will mean that they're supposed to be following the conditions in the state's motion that are filed on the same day as that transfer order.
Tell him ad nauseum, you know. I'll leave the VPO as is, okay?
Yeah.
I'm putting a new protective order in today and I'll advise him that he's not to have contact with this person. And if he does again, I'll have a hearing to hold him at no bond. Okay? So yeah, the VPO, he's made bond 2,500 and I'm gonna, at the assault, I'm putting it at 5,001. Okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks.
The
I'm not gonna touch it. I'm only revoking the first case. Joseph,
Yes, sir.
hey, what's your guy's name again?
It's Cesar Torres Reyes, Judge.
It's Torres Reyes. Come up. Have you had a chance to speak to him yet, Joseph?
I did, Judge. I spoke to him about, what occurred in order to get him removed from the program. He told me.
Hi.
He did complete IOP, SOP, the Victim Impact Panel in the DWI education course. However, there was a pattern of skip test from December all the way up until January 26th. He admitted to using alcohol 3 times after he completed treatment. So that's why they removed him.
You were out. They've now kicked you out of the PTI program. You need to make a decision today what you want to do. You must either accept a plea bargain agreement from the state or we will set your case for trial today. I'll let you go outside, speak to Joseph to see what you want to do. Do you have offers on this case now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What are they?
There's a previous time served offer, Your Honor,
Okay.
that's still on the case. Actually, that was drawn up by C. Would likely, I just have a minute to look at it, Your Honor.
Take your time, no rush. Let's go outside. We'll have you talk to your lawyer and then we'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm okay with these guys still want to offer,
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sure.
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge, may I be excused to call him?
Yeah, go. And then just come back and let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, it's free. Hi.
C-O-R.
Yeah, yes.
I spoke to him. It doesn't sound like his existing attorney is taking these cases. And I already talked to the state and it seems like they have some worked out with the felonies in connection with these misdemeanors, like a global offense.
Okay, I need to. He picked up a new case, so I'm gonna end up revoking the bond on the on the DWI.
Okay, he said he's not.
Mhm.
Okay,
And then he's set for Monday.
yeah, he said he's taking a plea on Monday and then they have notes that he'll.
This is gonna be like a global,
Yeah.
okay. Do you want to just set it for the day after then?
Yes,
And see
I
whether,
do.
whether that happens? Okay. So, yeah, absolutely. But I am gonna end up revoking the
Okay. Do you need
DWI.
to see him?
I don't, I'm good if you don't. Yeah, so 5,001 on the DWI.
Okay.
Uh, Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
On the DWI.
Gee, yeah, don't,
Is that recording?
yeah, just we're only doing it on the DWI. The new case, leave as is.
Yes.
Wait, no, shit.
He's still gonna keep that attorney.
I can't do it because you're not the attorney of record on the DWI. And I called Ms. Basie, she'd never replied to me.
Judge, and I sent an email.
So you're not gonna.
No, Judge, but when I make a request, they gave her both cases.
But that's a hired lawyer. We can't just get rid of the hired lawyer.
I mean,
I
no,
can't.
I understand, but I still wanted her attached because I knew it was a DVR on the original.
I know, nevertheless, though, what can't just, so,
So when I go to her again, when was he originally scheduled? Because she'll be here today.
I don't know. I've been reaching out to her. She's not responding. So let me reach out again. Give me, after I speak to them, I'll reach out to her now. I'm sorry. I thought that you were on the DWI as well, but you're not, so I can't do anything on that because it's a hard case. Okay, hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Pretty good. You? It's been a while.
It's been a while. Judge, I'm here on Cindy Guardado, first appearance.
Hey, you right?
So, Your Honor, DWI, I know the state filed for bond conditions. She blew over, she fully
I
qualified.
don't know anything about it.
Okay.
We have to do arraignment. We haven't even done that.
Okay. Am I doing I need to step down or?
Yeah, because we have to do the arraignment.
Okay, I didn't
first.
know. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
The gun. All right.
Cindy Guardado, come up.
Cindy.
Do you need a,
Judge.
you need a translator?
No, Judge.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
that's okay. Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. I'm sorry, no, it's elevated to a class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. So you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
And Judge, if it matters, I'll waive that. I've read it.
I want to know if just there are any aggravating
Yes, sir.
circumstances, because I have a lot of times where people have booze in the car and that makes a huge difference.
Sure,
for me.
sure.
So-
Gotcha.
On March 29, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to a crash and made contact with the defendant. Law enforcement officer observed the defendant had glossy eyes, mild odor of alcoholic beverage, and displayed balance. The defendant admitted drinking 2 or 3 drinks in the bar prior to driving and stated he should continue to make a U-turn and should crash her vehicle into a fire hydrant. A witness stated that he saw the defendant sitting in her car behind the wheel after she crashed into the fire hydrant. On SFSCs were conducted where the law enforcement officer observed 6 out of 6 clues on the HGN, 7 out of 8 on the walking turn, and 3 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. The defendant consented to a breath test and blew .182 on both tests.
Any prior to DWI?
No, Your Honor.
License?
I believe license is eligible.
Okay, ma'am, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will put you in jail. Do you understand? How many people do we have to continually put in jail because they keep violating conditions? I'm not asking much. Just don't use, stay in contact with your lawyer, and don't drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and insurance in your name. Those are your bond conditions as well. Do you understand? Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but just stay in touch with Mr. Burns and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court.
All right.
That's
Thank
it.
you so much, Judge.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys, please.
Judge, on Montes, you want to revoke this assault with AFM to 5,000 money? Still the one we just began. I think that the.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And
Correct.
on the BPO, we had a PR bond, you want us
Just,
to yank it?
no, just leave.
Just leave it? Okay.
Yeah, just leave. Okay. Who's working? Ready?
Yes, Judge.
Hi.
Good morning. I'm here on Estrada, Mr. Estrada.
Okay. You mind bringing him up?
And Your Honor, he has a bond violation. He picked up an evading on foot.
You are on bond for a DWI. You've now picked up a new case. When is it going to stop? Let's go through your history, shall we? From 07, reckless driving, suspended license 12, suspended license, assault, VPO, felony continuous, endangering a child, ag assault, reckless driving, now a DWI. And while you're on bond for DWI, you've picked up now evading arrest. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Please.
Thank you, Your Honor. On March 30th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer witnessed the defendant recklessly turn and nearly strike the law enforcement officer's vehicle. The law enforcement officer initiated a traffic stop and the defendant evaded, as the defendant stated, the defendant evaded for 150 yards in the vehicle before being stopped. He couldn't go any further due to a valet parking lot. The defendant then exited his vehicle and fled on foot for 200 feet before being detained by the law enforcement officers.
So he almost hit someone. He's driving.
It looks like he almost hit the law enforcement officer.
So they attempt to pull him over.
Yes, Your Honor.
And he takes off. He gets out of the car and takes off.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did we have a no driving affidavit on this case? Do you know?
No, Judge, but we do have a condition. You don't drive unless you valid insurance license.
Does he have a valid license?
I'm rerunning it now, Your Honor.
I don't understand. If he doesn't, I don't know how we don't have a no driving affidavit.
Your Honor, I believe this number be incorrect. It's coming back. The number in here is coming back as eligible average for a different name and shows that whoever had this number was reported deceased. So whatever driver's license number, that's right, Your Honor. I can see the picture now. This is an incorrect driver's license number that I have.
Mr. Estrada, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now revoking your bond on the DWI. It goes with you. I'm now taking you into custody, and I don't know what I need to do to get your attention. Hopefully this is it, but all I want are my streets to be safe. And it's over to the tune of now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Goes with you.
Your Honor, if I'm able to find a bondsman this morning, would you allow a walkthrough?
No, dudes.
I understand, Judge. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah. Did they give him a PR bond on the evading arrest? No, he made a shirt. I'll leave that as it's 5,001 on the DWI. Hi. Good morning.
I'm approaching on Simone Lee because you'd expressed some questions about probable cause in her case,
Correct.
as I have myself.
Okay.
So this is her leasing office. She needs to go in there to access her mailbox, to access, various things. The time that she went in and received a so-called trespass warning, which when her car was broken in and she was expressing concerns about it.
My only issue is that a lot of people say it, but they're really not on it. So if you show me that she has like a lease with her name on it at that complex, that would make a huge difference.
Well, she left, but they even say it in the report. There's no dispute on the fact that she lives in there. She was in that leasing office because her car had been broken in. She has text on her phone right now after they gave her the trespass warning for her just trying to sit there while the police come. She would contact them and get authorization from them saying you can come in, just for her to check her own mailbox. So she has text right now on her phone that could show you she lived there, her contact between her and the office.
But I think at this particular moment, I mean, she goes in allegedly huffing and puffing. So they say, hey, get out. Right. And can you read me the DIMS again? State, please.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Looks like on June 16, 2023, the officer conducted an investigation, made contact with the complaining witness. Complaining witness stated she was in the leasing office of the apartment complex when the defendant entered after she was given a criminal trespass warning. The defendant was yelling during business hours while the complaining witness had future residents in the lobby and office. The law enforcement officer issued a written criminal trespass on June 2nd, 2023.
So we know that from June, there's a trespass warning that she can't go. Are you telling me after that, she has a text from the leasing office saying that she can't go?
Correct. This is where her mailbox says she has to go in.
Your Honor, from the bench report, it looks like that the defendant came in and caused the disturbance, because her air conditioner was not working.
I'd be huffing and puffing too.
Yes, Your Honor. Apparently, the leasing office sent maintenance personnel to the defendant's apartment to fix the issue, but she refused to allow them inside the apartment.
Well, I don't know. So let's do this. Today's Friday. Let's set it for Monday for a formal hearing. See if you can get some kind of lease, because I'd like to know
Okay.
if she does.
You want me to
Like
come back?
named lease.
Name,
Yeah,
please, and copies of the text messages?
sure.
Okay.
And then let's set it for formal probable cause hearing, because I don't know how you can possibly trespass someone where they live, and then you give them authority, hey, come back. Right? You know?
Yes, Your Honor.
So we'll set it for Monday for a formal probable cause hearing. In the interim, I'm going to order her not to go over there. Come up, Miss Lee,
She's,
until we
there
figure
anymore.
this out. Say that again?
she does not live there anymore, but yeah.
It's probably a good idea.
Mhm.
Okay, we're gonna set this for a formal probable cause hearing for Monday. Don't go back to this place. Don't have contact with the complaining witness in this case. It's not gonna go well if you do. Just don't, and then all will be fine, okay? They're gonna create those bond conditions. We'll have to sign it, and then after that, you'll be free to go, and we'll resume back on Monday, okay?
Okay, Rick. Thank you, Judge.
Thanks. But don't leave until you sign those bond conditions, man. Okay. You ready? Guys,
I'm ready,
can
Your Honor.
I just do this plea real quick? Come on up. Hi, Frank.
Hey.
Off docket, Judge, based on the trial for next week, Noel Garcia Castillo.
Done.
Counsel for recess?
You're Noel Garcia Castillo. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. Second offense. Looks like they're going to reduce it to a first. However, it's still above a 0.15. So you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 1 year in jail to be probated for 15 months. As part of this agreement, you will do a repeat offender DWI education class. You will do 2 victim impact panels. You will do, has he done a TRAS yet?
No, sir.
You will do a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. You must fulfill any conditions that they state that you need to do. It could be intensive outpatient, it could be supportive out, whatever it is, you must fulfill those conditions. You must do substance abuse treatment, no drugs, no alcohol. You must have a guardian interlock and perform 20 hours of community service.
Soto?
Do you have children?
Yes.
I would rather do a parenting class instead of this stupid community service that just, you don't learn anything. If that's okay, guys, you know? You must also have restitution in the amount of $1,000. Is it true or untrue that you had a 0.15 or above, sir?
Aliento o más alto, ¿es verdad? True, true.
You know, from now on, whenever you get pulled over, officers, they're going to see 2 DWIs. What do you think they're going to do to you if they come to you and they smell alcohol?
You're gonna arrest me.
What happens next time?
Va a pasar al próximo. Go to jail?
No.
No.
prison. Penitencia.
You're looking at a minimum of
Lo
2 years
mínimo
in
de
prison, a
2 años
maximum
en la
of 10
penitencia, lo máximo
years
hasta
in
10
prison.
años en la
Now, we
penitencia.
have to get a hold of you so that you
Necesitamos
realize
averiguar
that
que
this
tú
is not
tomas
a joke and that
que
you should take this seriously. As part of this agreement, you will be required to pay the DPS fines and fees. And if you don't, every day or every $100 that you owe, you will sit 1 day in jail. Do you understand? Somehow we have to get a hold of you that you understand that this is not a joke.
Esto no son
Your
juegos.
lawyer has worked in agreements that you're foregoing any jail time when there is a minimum of 5 days in jail because of the reduction. You now will be required to pay somewhere in the neighborhood of around $5,000 to $5,500. And if you don't, every $100 you owe, 1 day in jail. Do you understand?
¿Usted lo entiende? Yes.
About 100 and then whatever the fines are, you'll be required to pay. But first, I want restitution paid
Okay.
off the bat. He's got to pay the restitution first. And then, after that, he can start paying the fees.
Judge, I did file a, to waive DPS.
I'm not gonna waive it.
No le
No,
voy a
he's
quitar
not
las
indigent.
formas.
No. And
no le voy a quitar
he's already skirting the
Creo que él
mandatory
lo-
jail time as it is. So somehow we have to get a hold of you so that you see that we mean business. And I hope that this is it before someone either dies or before you graduate to felony status.
¿Lo ni?
There is no breath test refusal as well. If you were pulled over in a car, an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must do it. If you fail to, then you're in violation of this probation. This is only while you're on probation for this case. Does he have a license to drive?
He does not. He hasn't been driving.
Don't have a license. The worst possible thing you can do in this short life that we have is get into a car and drive. If I find that you do, I don't care what your excuse is, you're looking at an entire year in jail. Do you understand? Okay. How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty? You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, it's done and over forever. You can never come back and change this. Do you understand? Is this what you want to do? All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. I'm going to find you guilty. So I'm ordering the 20 hours of community service. If he does a parenting class, I'll consider it waived in lieu of. All right, good luck to you, sir. Thanks, Frank.
Thank you, Judge.
You ready? Hi, Carl. Come on.
Page 5.
Is the arraignment? Reckless driving, Judge, do you want him up?
No. I had a bit of an issue with this. So that's why I wanted to appoint him someone to see. Go to the left. Out of view. There we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, so can you read me the DIMS again, Alex? please?
Yes, Your Honor. So on March 27, 2025 in Harris County, Texas, officer observed the vehicle made an improper turn, nearly causing an accident with the vehicle turning next to him by turning into the wrong lane. Defendant then traveled at 88 miles per hour in a 50-mile-per-hour zone and made an unsafe lane change while speeding. Also, I watched the video for this one, so I can answer questions on what actually was observed or what I observed on the video.
So
Even
well,
with
let's break it.
Complaint, it basically alleges unsafe lane change. It doesn't really.
Is that the basis for the reckless driving, the unsafe lane change?
So the way that the charging instrument reads is essentially, word for word, is recklessly driving a vehicle with in willful and wanton disregard for safety of persons and property by driving more than 35 miles per hour over the posted speed limit, making unsafe lane changes, causing other drivers to have to take evasive action and avoid collision with the defendant's vehicle.
Is that what you saw?
As I did not observe any vehicles having to take evasive action. What I observed specifically was the defendant coming out of the parking lot on the feeder road. He does cut across 3 lanes to go to the far lane. But I didn't see any vehicles having to take evasive action, slam the brakes on. In terms of speeding, I'm not sure if he was speeding or not, but it did look consistent with the flow of traffic with the exception of passing other vehicles.
I'm gonna
That's,
admonish you.
I think that's fair, Your Honor.
Come up. Who is it again? Mr. Deshawn, do you watch the news?
Yes, sir.
Do you really? Do you really watch the news? Every single day in our county, someone dies because of a boneheaded move that's made in a car. Every single day, not just one, multiple lives are taken on our streets just because people drive in such a manner that they end up killing someone. You know, yours is not the worst, and I'm going to find no probable cause, but be safe. You know, we're not asking for much. Don't drive unless you have a license. Don't drive unless you have car insurance. I tell you, I get so many emails every week because people, how can you help me? Because I have someone that's suing me for $50,000 because I got into an accident and crashed and I broke their car. They literally ask me to represent them and help them because they don't know where to go to, where to turn because someone filed a lawsuit against them. If someone does that and you get a judgment against you, you're hosed. Get car insurance, and when you drive, do it in a manner that you're not going to injure or kill someone. We're not asking for much, all right?
We had a conversation about that already, Judge.
Be safe. It's not much. You know, if you got to get somewhere in a hurry, leave earlier, all right? All right, I'm going to find no probable cause in your case, all right? Take care, man. Be safe. If I see you back, it's not going to go. All right, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks, Alan.
Judge, I also had a Trayvon Frazier over there for BVR. Do you want to do it now or later?
Yeah, no, we can do it now. I'm sorry, Joseph. I keep forgetting about you. I'll hit you up next.
All right, Judge, thanks.
But he has a burglary vehicle charge, but he tested positive for cocaine and you wanted him here today.
I'm sending him now for a test.
For test?
Now. Yep. Okay. This is Mr. Frazier. I'd like to send him for a test now. You were to come back, Mr. Frazier. He needs to come back.
Right. You can come back.
You ready? Oh, no, hold on. I can't. I gotta hit Joseph. He's been waiting for so long. All right, Joseph, what
Yes, sir.
do you want to do?
I talked to my client, Your Honor, and he's willing to do the time served offer that the state's made.
Then,
Yes, Your Honor.
right, let's write it up. If you want to go ahead and write it up, we'll do it. Okay.
Okay.
Joseph, they're gonna get the paperwork ready. Just have your client go out there, explain it to him, and then we can, as soon as you're done, we'll bring him up to sign. We're
Okay,
filing-
thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Ready? Okay.
Here on Skip Loera.
Loera?
Yes, it's a very, very old case.
On,
Jail docket, Judge, page 34.
got it. We got it? Okay. Did you just get it today?
I did just get it today, so I'd like some time to prepare.
Obviously, we'll give you some time. Do you anticipate him bonding out?
Right.
If he does, he needs a GPS prior to release.
GPS.
Yeah, his case is 873 days old. He's absconded for quite a while. I don't know if he's going to get out. His bond's not as high, but if he gets out. So Fleischer, do you see this?
Yes, Judge, what's the last name again?
Are you ready?
All right.
It's on docket, right?
Yeah, jail docket though.
Yes.
Loera.
Add GPS.
Yeah, GPS prior to release. And state, is discovery complete?
One moment.
Please. So what we'll do is I'm giving him 30 days. Come back. If discovery's complete, then clear trial in 30. Okay.
Your Honor, I heard Rivera, that's.
Loera, L-O-E.
Loera. Hey,
Skip.
Okay.
skip.
Judge, any other conditions?
Yeah, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no contact with the complaining witness. It's an assault.
Yeah.
Looks like discovery's complete, Your Honor. There may be some videos, but I don't know if you're able to access all the videos. We'll have to look at that and.
You mind checking to see if you can?
Yeah, I'll check. I mean, I just got it 20 minutes ago, but I will. check.
Yeah, for sure. So,
I'll
okay,
let
so
you know
30
if I have
days,
any
be ready, 30 days, clear trial.
Yes,
In this case, because of the age.
Okay.
Okay.
Sausage.
Thanks.
Can we hold them for me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, just an update. Not much court hopping to do at the moment. Most of the other courts I'm watching have actually gone into recess, and Judge is really busy this morning, so we'll just keep riding with Judge Fleischer for now.
Okay,
He is present here in court, Judge.
okay.
My understanding based on recent events is that he requested a trial date. So that's what we're just trying to get your approval on.
Yeah, I'm good with whatever you guys want. Ramona's back there.
Okay.
Just go with Ramona, choose something, and then we're good.
All right, great. Maybe excuse.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks. Ready? Hi, come on up.
Yeah, Mario Alamos, first setting.
Okay, do you mind bringing him up?
Yes, Mario, come on up, please. Full waive probable cause, Judge. It's changing lanes with other vehicles present.
I'd like to step here.
Okay,
Good morning, Mr. Alamos.
Good morning.
Sir, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On March 29, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer witnessed a vehicle fail to maintain a single lane by struggling across lane lines with other vehicles having to floor the vehicle and then failed to signal a lane change. Law enforcement officer conducted a traffic stop and made contact with the defendant. The law enforcement officer observed the defendant to have a strong odor of alcoholic beverage. Also observed there to be mouthwash on the vehicle and 2 beers on the floor. It's not said if those were open or not.
Go to the touch.
I do not believe it says that either, Your Honor. It just says 2 Modelo beer cans on the passenger floorboard.
Okay.
As far as the defendant admitted to drinking multiple alcoholic beverages, SMSDs were conducted where the law enforcement officer witnessed 6 out of 6 on the HGN, 34 on the one leg stand, and the defendant was unable to complete the walk return. The modified run burger was also completed where the defendant had a slight sway and estimated the passing of 30 seconds and 13 seconds. The defendant considered to a breath test and moved 0.086 and 0.08.
Okay. Mr. Alamos, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm also now placing a further restriction. You're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an interlock on it. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand?
No. Judge, may I answer your question? It's first DWI. It's
He has a prior DWI.
No,
He was dismissed. I see it.
That prior-
And now he's got alcohol in the car.
Just for the court's information, the reason why it was dismissed is because he blew a .05. They had no reason to arrest him in the first place, and he can verify that.
Remember that they don't need breath tests to prove, there's just an aid to convict, just like breath tests, just like field sobriety test. Back in the day, no one had anything, right?
Mhm.
So regardless, I want to know for the time being that you don't have any issues. Do you understand, or would you like me to get a translator?
No lo entiendo bien. Okay.
Te voy a poner una máquina en tu auto. Tú no puedes manejar si no tienes una máquina en el auto. No puedes tomar alcohol, usar drogas y te voy a poner en exámenes para ver si estás tomando. Si tú tomas, si manejes sin esa máquina, te pongo en la cárcel. ¿Me entiendes? All right. Yo quiero saber que tú no tienes un problema y que no vas a matar a una persona en el calle. Right. If time passes and we're good after some time, come back and we can talk. But for the time being, I want to know that we don't have a problem.
That's fair, Judge. So maybe 60 days or would it be 90?
Tú tienes abogado, porque tú tienes abogado, no tienes que regresar a la corte hasta que ellos te dicen. Pero si ellos me dicen que no pueden contactar y no estás comunicando, voy a revocar la fianza. ¿Entiendes? All right? Okay.
Judge, I don't think we had an eligible license on.
Oh, we do not, Your Honor. I don't have a driver's license to run, but I don't.
You need a license.
¿Tienes una licencia para manejar?
Sí.
De Texas.
Sí. Yeah, he's been in the United States since 1990, 1980s, Judge.
Do you mind, can we verify?
Sure. Close citizen.
Yeah. Just, are you able to do it, please?
No, we.
I can run it, Your Honor.
All right. Solamente quiero saber si tú tienes un válido y puedes manejar.
Judge, it's a,
Well, don't do it here because I'm live streaming, so I don't want the entire world to see it.
no, it expires 2020.
Okay, we're good. All right.
Well, look at it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Before you run off, sweetheart, tell Barbara thank you for the super chat because she just bought you Tritos. Can you say thank you? Maybe? All right, well, I'll say it on her behalf. Thank you, Barbara. That was very nice of you. I appreciate it.
Montes and Estrada.
In a bit.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Omar.
Morning, Judge.
Okay.
Your Honor, this session, it's eligible, Your Honor.
Great. Fantastic.
Good.
Okay. Can I give you a cause number?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's, I have Mr. Saman here on this case.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's 255-4510.
10.
Correct. Okay, Omar,
Yes, Judge.
tell me, what's going on?
So he, I guess, found out he had a warrant and he came and brought us up to court. He set a bond. Bond conditions were issued. One of the bond conditions was a GPS monitoring or ankle monitor. And that's the only condition we had an issue with that we were trying to get removed. He has no contact with her. He has not had any contact with her.
If I remember correctly, there was quite a bit of issue with that where they're alleging that he's harassing her, and that's why we did it. I'm not, so, Omar, so before, this is probably a DVD case, right? Before I do anything, I need DVD here. I
Not
need
with DVD, Judge.
It's not.
It's not, Your Honor.
So I would need you guys to reach out to the complaining witness to see, have there been any issues?
Yes, Your Honor. I don't see we have a rip yet, but I can reach out.
So why don't we do this? I'm gonna have them rip it. We
Okay.
can get back on Monday morning if you want.
That sounds good.
And then we can talk about it then.
Okay, sounds good, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Omar.
Yes.
Ms. Winters,
Yes, Your Honor.
good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
What's new?
I am present on Mr. I'm on the wrong date. Mr. Luis Garcia.
You're here for Carlos then?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so we did PC. All we need is to get a date from you guys.
Okay, great.
Give me a second, I'll get you one.
Thank you.
Hey, Vic,
Yes.
on,
Garcia,
yeah, we need a date.
House June 3rd through the 5th.
June 3rd to the 5th.
Looking right now. June 3rd is great. So is, yeah, June 3rd is great.
Okay, Joris, and we'll have him sign and send him on his way.
Have a good weekend.
Okay, have fun, guys.
You need anything else from me, Judge?
No, you guys are good. We'll just put that date and then just reach out to them, you know?
Great. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Hey.
One more thing, Ms. Bernal is just gonna send you a breath test discovery order on my case. Thank you. Have a great day, Judge. Thank you.
Oh, Judge, we have an arraignment that showed up. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, name 3 and 4, Bennett, come on up. Yes. Up there, there's an arraignment.
Okay, so I ended up in what's your last say? Okay, it's fine, done all, that's all we do.
Okay.
So we got you a certain.
Mr. Bennett, what time did you get here, sir?
Like 20 minutes ago, I caught a flat.
It starts at 8:30, not at 10:20, 11:02. You need to make sure that you leave early next time so you get here on time.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You are now charged with 2 cases. You're charged with possession of a controlled substance and unlawful carrying of a weapon. On both of those cases, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On March 27, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer observed a vehicle with no front license plate and initiated a traffic stop. Upon contact with the defendant, the law enforcement officer noticed strong odor of marijuana and carried out a probable cause search. The law enforcement officer observed a firearm in plain view, not in the holster and on the floorboard of the driver's side. The defendant admitted to marijuana being in the center console cup holder. The law enforcement officer located 2 bags of a leafy green substance in a plastic bottle with a thick green liquid identified as promethazine. Law enforcement officer also located 2 pills in a marked oxycodone bottle with no prescription that the law enforcement officer identified as alprazolam. The total weight of the pills was 0.51 grams. I believe PCS will face off the alprazolam.
Mr. Bennett, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. You're on his license form, please.
It is not on.
You are not allowed to drive. Do you understand me?
Sir.
I don't care what is going on in your life. I'm going to straighten out everything as much as I possibly can. I'm now sending you for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system and you're to come back. Do you understand me?
Sir.
You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. And I'm going to test you like crazy to ensure that you're not using. If I find that you do, if you have a problem, Now is the time for you to address it, because if you don't, I'm going to do it for you, and I promise you, you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Sir.
This is an affidavit that you're going to be signing that you're not to drive. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive.
For Rita.
So Felicia, I'm going to have him swear to us that he's not going to drive, then I'd like to send him for a test, please. Come on, and then you're to come back.
There's another one.
Ashley, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. We really appreciate that. Enjoy the extra little perks, and welcome to the community. Really appreciate it.
Yes. They include the rest. Are you ready? Then from now, Bennett. The songs weren't found, but you'll want out there, you know, be back out. That's, you know, unlock slow down. Yes, sir.
You were Edward Johnson.
Okay. Yeah. All right, I'll talk to that guy.
Since 22. Interference. Failure to ID as a fugitive. Failure to ID as a fugitive. Failure to ID as a fugitive. Assault. Assault. And now 2 more. You now stand charged with assault of a family member. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On November 23rd, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, an officer was dispatched to a disturbance call. The officer met with the complaining witness who stated that she was in a dating relationship with the defendant for about 2 years. Plainly stated that she and the defendant had been in verbal altercation a few days prior, and the defendant had just returned that they were not sleeping together. The plaintiff was tried to enter the residence, but the defendant closed the door on her arm, causing pain. The plaintiff witness stated that the defendant and her then got into a tussle where the defendant eventually bit her bicep area, causing pain. The officer observed that the bite mark was one.
So he just picked up a felony case as well. What happened on that case, please?
That's going to be through opposition of marijuana warrants by pounds. In that case, Your Honor, on April 1st, 2025, law enforcement officer performed a traffic stop because the license plate did not return to the vehicle. The defendant was the driver and the sole occupant. The defendant stated he had some weed in the car. The defendant had an open warrant from Galveston for possession of marijuana and a misdemeanor warrant for an handgun. The law enforcement officer arrested the defendant and located 4.38 ounces of marijuana in a bag in the backseat.
Can you run an NCIC? How many charges does he have now? And how many jurisdictions, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Total charges, Your Honor, or just?
Okay, see a possession of marijuana. So an open possession of marijuana and a UCW in Galveston?
Alamos?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So he has 2 open charges over there as well?
He has a felony possession of marijuana and then the unlawful carry weapon out of Galveston.
Mr. Johnson, I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. You're to come right back. On one ankle, I'm going to put a scram so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. On your other ankle, I'm going to put a GPS device so I know where you are at all times. You are not allowed to drive. You're going to be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me you're not going to drive. I'm now also giving you a curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. If I find that you're out past curfew, I'm going to make your bond so high, it will hit the stratosphere. Do you understand? I don't know what we need to do. Obviously,
Alamos? I needed Alamos. Is that Alamos?
that is Alamos. That's Alamos, right? Alamos?
No, this is Melvin, this is Melvin Garcia.
Alamos is Frank's case.
Is that your client? That's your client, right? Oh, that's right.
Alamos,
Right.
and you can, so.
I don't know.
I'm so confused.
Vic,
Yes.
on Mr. Johnson, we're sending him for a test. He has to come back.
Judge, could you go with those conditions for one again? My apologies.
Yeah. So no weapons, no driving, GPS with a curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. He can go to Galveston for his court date only. Otherwise, he's to stay in Harris County.
Yes, Judge.
No weapons, no alcohol, scram. And then depending on what happens with the test today, we'll go further. I need to know if there's a MOA because no contact with the complaining witness as well in this case, please. No.
Judge, did you want me to?
Yeah, please.
Are you done with them?
No, because I need to know if there's a MOA that we can have him sign in.
Ariel, can you see if there's a MOAB on Johnson Edward?
I think I may need you to file a new one because the one is scratched out for the no contact here.
That's already planned, but where's the?
Yeah, but they took off the no contact order in this one.
Yeah, they said
So-
that they scratched out and they were communicating with the protected condition.
Right, and I don't want him to have any contact with this person. So, I mean, do you mind filing a new MOA in this case, please?
Where is he?
Okay, so we're gonna have you wait over here, or I guess we'll have you take a seat while we get all the paperwork ready. You must come back after the drug test. Do you understand? Take a seat.
Get him to sign
Or-
first. Did you want him to sign it and MOAB when he goes?
Yeah, but they have to file.
Just so you know, not to say anything. Let him sign.
Oh, and he needs to sign the no driving affidavit as well. Rick.
All right, I can see the deputies.
Yes, Edward Johnson?
Morning, Judge. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Happy Friday.
Good. Happy Friday. Yes, Judge. Thank you. Here for Garcia, Judge.
Doris Garcia.
Apparently, they tell me that that ICE may have her right now. We don't know for sure that they tried to bond her out yesterday or whatever. And she was to report today for bond conditions because she didn't appear yesterday. I think that's the reason why. So I don't know if anybody there can verify that immigration has her or whatever.
So there's a special website that people usually go to verify if someone is in ICE custody, but you gotta have the A number. Let me see if I have it. Excuse me.
I think, yeah, I do. Her boyfriend is in court right now, Judge, and I've been talking to him. I do see an alien number here.
Is there someone here for Doris Garcia?
Felipe? Is he there? I've been talking to him. I know he was in the hallway, Judge.
Okay, thanks.
His name is Felipe Lopez, Judge. But he's the one that tells me that apparently he tried to bond him out.
Yeah, you can just kind of sooner the better. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Do you know how to go on that website to check if someone is in ICE custody?
I've listened for when y'all talked about it, but I haven't.
But then I don't even have like sometimes.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I believe I've done this before on the ICE website, and I believe you have to have the alien number.
Yeah, right. You have,
I don't have that alien number yet.
In the whole spring.
I have it.
You're right on the sticky.
Yeah, that's good.
While we're waiting on them real quick, we're coming up to where I would normally end the day. However, I'm willing to go long today. If you want to keep riding with Judge Fleischer, since it's kind of turned into the Judge Fleischer show today, just put a 1 in the chat, and I'll go ahead and keep going for some extra time.
We're efforting, Rick. We're trying to figure it out.
Very good, Judge. Can you give me the website, Judge? I'll try to do it myself.
I'm gonna chat it to you.
That'd be great, Judge. Thanks.
No, he can just have him, yeah, for right now. I'm gonna see if we can try to do it without him. What, do you know the country of birth? Rick?
I think it's Mexico, Judge. Felipe?
Okay. Anna.
So I've got a couple to talk to you about.
Okay.
Start with the easier one first. Mr. Ally, he,
Marquis Seller?
yes,
Is he in prison?
no, he's on bond. He had a violation because apparently he was doing random drug tests.
Oh, right. Is he here?
He is here. He went and he's tested. He came back negative, which is positive. But I think there was a miscommunication or a misunderstanding about him having to go drug test. He's got a pretty extensive orange sheet. And he's doing a mental health PTI, which he's done the interview. We're just waiting on the report. So I think it may have just, when he missed the drug test, just a misunderstanding, miscommunication as to what the bond conditions were.
Edward Johnson? Did you get the report on Ally yet?
Okay, I get those emails. I don't think I can.
I haven't gotten one, but I did speak
I've been
with.
waiting. It's been a long time.
Well, they do them in batches rather than piecemeal. And so we just,
I mean, he went and did it at least 60 days ago, no?
I don't think it's been 60, maybe 30, 45-ish, but he has gone. I did speak with the Harris Center and he.
I remember you told me that he went.
Yeah. We're just waiting, and the Harris Center, I know that they're very overwhelmed and understaffed and.
Right, I get it. What do you want to do?
What, like I said, he's here. He's clean. If we could.
That's good.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, he's clean, which is great.
Yeah.
Right, so let's set it, I don't know, maybe a week.
Okay.
If it's not back in a week, I'm gonna call it.
Okay, perfect.
Who's
Let's do
next?
that. Mr. Jorge Pena, he's in custody. He has a fugitive case,
Is it what case?
a fugitive case.
Okay, oh. Hi,
And-
Amy.
He would like to speak to you about getting a new lawyer.
About a bond?
No, he wants a new court-appointed lawyer. And
Do you mind bringing out Jorge Pena, please? Pena, please.
I don't want to presume to speak for the court,
Is it
but
upset with you? I find that really hard to believe, really.
Judge,
And you go to bat, so I don't get it, right?
this is the first time.
He thinks he can get a different result. Is it just because of the fugitive case?
So he has a fugitive case and a local case, which makes it a little more complicated.
He's made bond on the local case, which is good. So the 15 days. Did he waive or did he refuse? Okay. He looks young. Huh? Rick, did you find something?
No, Judge, I don't have the website, Judge. You can pass that along, I'll try.
You what?
I don't have the website.
You are, okay.
Judge,
Let me just make sure.
the locator system says it won't work.
Say it again?
The locator system said that it will not work, within 48 hours of them being placed into ICE custody. I'm not sure if it has been in the last 48 hours that she's been detained by ICE.
You want, hey, it looks like I've got the boyfriend here. Do you want me to get the phone number for this person and I'll give it to you, Rick? You talk to him? Or have you already talked to him?
I've been talking to him, Judge. I do have it.
And what's he saying?
He says that he tells me that ICE has her.
ICE has her.
I don't have any. Yes, I don't have verification of it.
Okay, so why don't we do
Apparently-
this? Because state is saying that within 48 hours of them taking, they can't verify it. I guess it takes a bit to hit the system, you know?
Oh, I see, yes.
And
Mhm.
when did they allegedly get her?
Yesterday, it showed that she was out on bond, but she didn't appear yesterday. So apparently, maybe a couple of days before.
Say it again?
It does give a number for the field office. If you'd like me to reach out and contact them.
Yeah, but you got a lot, I mean, you got a lot of stuff here going on, you know?
But county doesn't have a right, Judge?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can, you should get that deeply involved, in it, you know what I mean? Because I don't want you to do something that you get in trouble, so. The hold was lifted 3/16. Rick,
Okay, Judge.
so that's been 2 weeks.
Wow. So apparently that's where she's been. I've had no contact with her, Judge.
I mean,
But,
if we can't verify that she's in custody, because I can't, then I'm gonna revoke the bond.
right, right. I understand.
So I
Maybe-
guess, do you want to see if the guy that's here can provide proof that she's in other than his word?
Right. He tells me that he has a immigration attorney for her. So let me speak to him, Judge. I'll talk to him and then I'll get back with you.
He has like a folder with a bunch of stuff.
You have his phone number?
Yes, I do, Judge.
Okay. Do you speak English?
Yeah, I speak English.
Okay, so her lawyer is gonna call you now. We need proof that she's actually in immigration custody.
Number and everything, forced it and everything. She has court Monday, doing my immigration, her immigration lawyer, I'll sponsor her and everything.
Okay, so go out there, speak to the lawyer to see what kind of proof that you can bring us and let us know. And
Okay, yeah, I got all the paper you need, okay.
he's gonna call you now.
Okay.
Okay,
Will do, Judge. Thanks.
thanks, Rick. Hey, after this, I'll hit you up, Joseph. Pena.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Pena, you were wanted out of another state. And I guess your lawyer there are two things. You're not happy with Anna here. And so we need to talk about number one. Number two, a lot of times when people have fugitive cases, they ask for me to set them a bond so they can get out and go turn themselves in. I don't know. I don't know why you're wanted out of the other state. All I know is that you have an open DWI now. And within the last, year and a half, you've picked up 2 other cases with me in this court. So I know you. because you keep picking cases up. So I don't care if you have Jesus here. It don't matter who you got, where she's as that good, right? I don't know if I'm gonna give you a bond because all I know is you keep picking cases up. And you're only 23. So Amy, tell me about Mr. Pena.
Yes, he's born out of Middleton County, Indiana, from business influence, forgery, fraud, and identity deception. This was issued May 14th of 2024. He of course has local cases for DWI, 415. Let me see what else.
What's he wanted for? What was the first part?
Corrupt business influence, forgery, fraud, and then identity deception.
Corrupt business influence, forgery, and fraud. Do we know that they want him?
Yes,
Okay, is there a bond that's been set there?
I don't have any information about bonds. Also, day is coming up in 5 minutes if we're discussing bond.
Okay, so tell me, what's going on?
Mr. Pena, I don't want to get too far into attorney-client
Sure, of
communications. He would like to ask for a new appointed lawyer.
Why?
Well, me and her had a conversation, like, there's nothing against her, but we just had a conversation and well, I mean, I didn't think that
She's fighting for you?
you could
She's
say-
one of the biggest junkyard dogs that we have here. There's no one that fights more than she does.
No,
She's better than most attorneys I even see here. I'm telling you, she's amazing.
No, I believe you. You could be saying the truth, but
I am saying the truth.
No, I know you are. I believe me. And just off the fact, the case, the other price case that you did bring up, I haven't had. It was a year and a half already, and it's only been for my for protection. Like my other cases, I'm not no bad dude that robbery or they're all gun charges, and that's just on the behalf of the landscaping business that I got. That every time when I'm in the backyard or so, somehow they're always trying to steal the back of the trailer. That's the only reason, and the only cases that I got. I don't got no evading arrest, no like robbery or what, however you.
I don't know, but we have another prosecutor that's coming up to speak about this as well. I'm not going to give you another lawyer. This is a lawyer that we've given you. We only have a couple lawyers who do these types of cases regardless.
Okay.
So,
The only thing I was gonna, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
Okay.
The only one I was gonna ask you was I was trying to get the lawyer that fought for the 2 gun charges. I don't know, Mr. Some with, I just forgot. I think he's an Italian dude.
Those cases you had.
They have the same guy. And I really thought it was him right here.
Oh, it is Greg.
I know why you look familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, Greg, you represented Mr. Pena on both of his prior cases.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's why when I looked at it, I was like,
So, look, the only way you can have Greg is you can hire him. Otherwise, you got Anna. Okay?
oh, yeah, he's getting, oh, now he charges
Hire him.
that.
Yeah.
Look at
I always charge, I don't know what you're thinking.
All right, we're gonna put you back because we're waiting on another lawyer to come up here.
Let me go back and talk.
Yeah, for
So I'll
sure.
charge you again.
Okay, hold on. Joseph,
Yes, Judge.
are you ready?
I'm ready, Judge.
Okay. What's the last name again?
It's Cesar Torres Reyes.
Brad said, Torres Reyes. Has he signed? Torres Reyes, come up.
Yeah.
We're gonna get stuff for Joe.
Yeah, for sure.
Here you go. Can you sign some stuff in the future?
Over
Over here. All the attorneys.
Greg.
We haven't got any signatures from the attorney either, Joe.
Oh, Joseph, can you start signing the plea paperwork in the queue?
Well, Judge, I just went into the kiosk a little while ago. There was no forms in there. So
there
there was
now?
nothing in there for me to sign.
It should be there now.
All
Check
right.
again.
All right,
please.
thank you.
Maybe log out, log in, I don't know.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Cesar Torres Reyes.
While they sort that out real quick, since it really has turned into Judge Fleischer Day, I'd like to draw your attention to a video that we posted yesterday. And you can take a look at it once the live stream is over if you haven't seen it already. But it's a situation where it's a family violence, and the man is charged, and Judge Fleischer actually openly questions why the woman was not charged as well. And there's some really healthy debate going on in that video's comments section. So if you haven't seen it already, take a look. I'm dropping a link in the chat right now, and you can go there. You don't get to type, sweetheart. You can go there, or you can just go to the channel page and check it out. But it's a worthwhile watch, and it's a relatively short video. It's under 8 minutes, so give it a look if you haven't already once the live stream's over.
Come on up. Mr. Torres Reyes, it may not be today. It may not be tomorrow, next week, next year, but one day, you're going to look back today and say, why the hell didn't I get this done? What's happening today is this DWI will be going on your record.
Yes,
It will be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. From now on, you are facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any new DWIs that you pick up. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. Not only that, the next time you get pulled over, if you smell like alcohol, if you smell like any kind of dope or anything funky, officer's going to come up to your car. They're going to see this. They're going to look at your record. If they smell something, it's probably not going to go well for you.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you understand? How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Is it true or untrue that you had a 0.15 or above?
True.
What do you do for a living, sir?
Work as a healthcare representative for Kelsey Siebel.
Okay. So I'm going to have him wait over there. The lawyer's not even here. So just, I have it, take a seat. Your lawyer's not even here. I can't do the plea. I thought he was here. Just take a seat. He's not even here. You ready? Please.
So it's, the court has her listed in Miss Cardone. She's in the box. Last name's actually Bozenberg.
We're going to do a name change.
Okay, well, on the paperwork, do you have some paperwork for me? You would look at, son is here as well. And so when you get there, I'm gonna reset it and.
Yeah. I mean, whatever you need, obviously, you know, I asked her politely, I said, just don't call back unless it's a true emergency.
So yeah, one of her sons lives with her. He's here today too, so I can forward the paperwork.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, sir.
I just asked her not to call again, you know, I hope she doesn't because,
Initially, we took it to the doctor to do the blood work so they could try to adjust everything.
oh, she's taking medication.
No, not, she's taking insulin plus 5 diabetes pills along with insulin.
Okay. Do you think that's impacting?
What the doctor thought it was, so she retested everything yesterday, so we're waiting on all the things to come back before we do anything further, but before she does anything further. As far as getting like some kind of psychiatric help or something like that.
I'm going to waive the appearance so that she doesn't have to come to court.
Okay.
Just stay in touch with Greg. He'll tell you if and when she has to come back to court, and then just hopefully she doesn't call back.
Yeah, so we're gonna have
It's
to
gonna-
get we're gonna get the appointment, and then I'll forward you the information, send it to your other brother, or whoever's gonna take her.
Yeah, no, well, yeah.
To go to the appointment,
Yes,
and then we'll get a report about 30 days after that, and then we go from there.
And thank you, Judge, for helping.
Well, I just, you know,
Hearner, listen.
hopefully nothing else is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We'll keep
Okay.
an eye on her, I promise.
I got
And
you.
then just have a scene, I'll try to get you out of here as quickly as possible, okay?
Thank you, sir.
I got another one, in custody. He's been offered the mental health diversion, but he's in custody. So I mean, how does he go to the Harris Center? It's, this one is gonna be on Mr. Zlaya, Kenny Zlaya.
It's because he took off.
Therein lies the dilemma. I am going to ask you for a bond, and yes, I know you are going to say, how do we guarantee that he?
The liar. Let me talk to him. I don't mind. And
Okay.
it's one FTA.
I know, but
So
Okay.
I'm okay giving it to him. I just want to admonish him that I'm not going to do this again.
he knows his aunt's address.
Are you guys opposed?
Your Honor, I mean, from what I understand,
Tell what,
So,
what's your,
yeah, we want to get him mental health treatment that he needs. If compliance is a concern, then, maybe a GPS monitor might be a good suggestion. If he's compliant.
Hey, okay.
But I think the priority here is to get him into mental health treatment, which we can't do for.
so I'll admonish him that we're not going to play this game again. I'll give you another one. Please go. If you go, good things will happen.
Judge, no objections on, he needs a GPS, just to make sure if that gets him out so he can go to the appointment at the Harris Center, that'd be great.
Judge, if I may, I believe we can file an order of release and have the Harris Center pick him up from the jail.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
That's jail.
That'd be a more, better
cool.
solution.
I've never had y'all do that. That's fantastic.
So we can sign a PTI contract, and once that's signed, we can file.
Smells right. It's awful.
Well, Judge will.
Yeah,
let's
it's not supposed to be fun.
decide, but we'll see what he decides.
The thing is that all we ask you to do is show up. And when you don't show up, this is what happens. Yeah. Why? We're not gonna bite you.
Oh, y'all look
You've never
fancy.
been to court. How do you know what happens?
Y'all
Oh,
look
man.
too fancy for me.
Come
Not for
on.
me,
You really
right?
got stripes like a clown suit. Look at those.
No, yours.
Yours, mine's fancy too.
Your suit up.
So what are you doing with yourself these days? Who are you living with?
Right now, it's staying with friend's house and then,
Where, you have mom and dad around?
well, mom passed away when I was 9 years old. So,
Pop
and
around?
dad, he's not in the picture. Like, every time I go home, I have problems at home. Like me and him, we fight, fist fight. We just don't we can't stand each other.
I want to let you out, but I have to make sure that you're not going to run away. Because when you run away, bad things happen. That's why we put you in jail, because you just didn't come back.
I work at Subway.
Okay, great. But I still need you to come back. I don't care where you were. You still have to come back.
Okay.
So we can do this the easy way, and then if it doesn't work the easy way, we'll try it the hard way.
Okay,
So-
that'd be great.
What we want to do, the only thing that we want to do is try to have you speak to a doctor, to see how things are going.
Okay.
That's all we would like you to do. And if you do, great things will happen. There's a program that we have where it's called the Mental Health PTI program, where if you complete it, your case gets dismissed. All you have to do is talk to someone. And if you do that, great things will happen. Can you get that done?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Zlaya, I want you to understand that I'm not going to do this again. I'm giving you another opportunity to do this. If you blow me off again, I'm not going to do this again. You have to understand that no one is going to bond you out. That's why you're stuck there now. You have no one to bond you out. The only way is if you continue to show up. I've given you a lawyer. We're going to give you a cell phone so you can always get a hold of him. Do you have a phone?
Yes.
There's no reason. Do you think we can get the appointment today so we can give it to him on the way out?
Usually my understanding was they get the information on the PTI.
Zlaya.
No, sorry, I was calling.
Usually they get the information on the PTI sheet that they sign the contract that they're going to do it, and then they go on their own
How long
accord.
does this take?
Oh, it takes like a month. We usually reset a month, but I thought they just call and set up the appointment once they're out.
And let him out for a whole month and waiting and just.
It's not necessarily a full month, it just depends on how long circumstances require it. Sometimes it's a day, sometimes it's a month, obviously it's individualized.
I don't know if I'm going to be down for just letting out for a month while we wait for the appointment to happen.
Well, I think it's on him to call and to go there.
Your Honor, from my understanding of it, if.
That's right.
Once we file, and the CLO might have some, I apologize, never mind. From what
That isn't what's going on, yes, you don't.
I apologize. From what I understand,
No, I think you're right, that we give them the contract, they sign it, and then it's on them to go.
That's my last experience with it, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Can we get the contract today?
Yes, Your Honor. And then once we have the contract, we can file those orders of supervision and release and we can raise it to Harrison and Harrison will pick him up.
Let's do that.
And then he can go in today and I
That's
believe,
probably the best course of action.
Harris, pick him up from here, from the
Yes.
county?
yes.
Okay. That's fine. That's, yeah, whatever the court wants.
That way we know what
I can
happens.
do that.
Okay, let's do it now.
Okay, cool.
Yes, Your Honor.
So
Go ahead.
I'll let you explain it.
No, nothing. It's not about this.
But will you explain to Mr. Zlaya?
I will explain it.
We're working this agreement for you. It's this diversion program that once you have this interview, the case goes away. But you have to get the interview done.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna take me a couple, like at least a day or two. So give me a little bit, but we're working with you to try to get the best thing for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
It might be Monday, okay, but you're gonna get out. But you gotta do what's they're gonna do, okay? You got it?
Yes.
Okay.
I trust that you're gonna do it.
Yes,
I
sir.
like your smile.
Thank
You,
you.
you got it sold. All right. All right, Mrs. Lyon.
Thank you, Judge. All I was gonna say is I got a plea across the hall, so it's fine.
Oh, great.
Hey, but just still need to tell them if there's no-
That mine? Okay. Joseph, let me get this plea done so Joseph can get out of here. Come here.
I'm ready for
Everything's signed, Your Honor.
I know, Joseph, I'm trying to get it done. Come on. I've admonished Mr. Torres that this is going on his record. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf. And cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to send you to 3 days in jail. I'm going to give you credit for the 1 day that you have done. I don't know about waiving the fee for the supervisory, for the DPS fee, Joseph. I'm going to have him fill out an affidavit to see if he's truly indigent. Okay? I need you to fill out an affidavit for me. to
Yes,
see if
Judge.
he's indigent as to whether I'm going to waive it or not. As it stands, I'm suspending your license for 180 days. Do not drive.
I don't drive.
Do you understand? It's only bad things are going to happen. Do
Yes,
you
sir.
understand?
I don't drive anymore.
Okay, come on. All right, thanks, Joseph.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, ready?
This is mine? Yes. Do you have a motion? Oh, yeah. Your command? Raise your right hand. Your name is all your command. If you someone sworn in front of you, you ever been convicted of felony?
And then
That you've ever been convicted of felony?
Let me get him to this.
Sure.
I've never had one. Oh, trying to intervene. It's probably a default. Now it's locked. Right, that's, I thought it was the initial. Right, I put that in, didn't work.
One second, did you try your?
Don't election, so don't say.
Yes, but is it your current, did you try the
I
current?
tried my current one.
And did you try?
And the default, neither one.
I'll see what's
You
going on.
have to unlock it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
Okay, Frederick's in the waiting room.
Yep, I see him. Okay, Rick, you want to talk?
Yes, Judge. The only thing the friend had for Ms. Garcia is the attorney-client contract for services. And I put a call into that attorney and So I'm just waiting for them to call me back whenever. I don't know how soon that's going to happen, but requesting that we carry the case till Monday, Judge. Maybe we can verify that she is in ICE custody by then.
But she's literally been out for the last 2 weeks, has not had bond conditions. And we have no proof where she is anywhere.
Yeah, I know, Judge. I don't think that she ever was released. I think that immigration came by and picked her up after her friend posted a bond for her. It's a cash bond as well. And so I think she's been with immigration that whole time, but I don't know for sure, Judge.
Okay, I guess SFBF Monday. And then I'll SFBF Monday, Rick.
Yes.
If I don't have any kind of physical proof that she's in, I'm going to revoke the bond by then.
Understand, Judge. I'll be there.
And not just, I mean, I need like an actual sheet from that saying the master docket that she's in and, okay?
Will do, Judge. I'll do my best.
Okay, thanks, Rick.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. D.
Please, Judge, Mr. Javier Romero. Okay, the judge gonna ask you how you plead guilty, not guilty, guilty, but he's not gonna find you guilty. Instead of finding you guilty, he's gonna place you on post and must defer, yes, sir, and no, sir, to your honor. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
It's correct. And I gotta do one, I gotta do.
Just lost access to that.
Take the time, Judge, no rush.
Okay, well, Judge is on the phone real quick. He just said he lost access to everything, so this gives me a moment to chime in. Earlier in the day in the chat, we were talking about answering certain questions, and I'd mentioned that I might do a video on this or that. Last week, I had mentioned that Mrs. The Courtroom Files and I have made a fairly significant investment into this channel, and some of it would be things that you would see, and some of it would be things you would not see. One of the things that we invested in is the tools and the technology that we need to move forward with a project that I've done 1 or 2 videos on, but I want to do more, and that's bringing educational type of content to this channel. Legal education, obviously, courtroom education. We're not going to discuss Pythagorean's theorem, as Fleischer likes to point out, but we're going to be doing a lot of that, and we invested in what we need to make it look real professional. I have a passion for teaching. I always have. Teaching and training is one of my top skill sets, so being able to bring that to this channel is something that I really want to do, but I want to do it right. So we have all the things we need to do it. We are trying to dial it all in. It's a little cumbersome to get everything the way that we want it, but we'll get it there. So in the coming weeks, you should start to see some of that content populate on the channel, but give us some time to get things ready so we can do it right. Anyways, just thought I'd point that out, give you something to look forward to. Let's get back to Judge.
That makes me really happy, Mr. Williams. Really. I was upset that you missed the appointment, but you came back, tested negative. That's great. That's all we're asking, right? You know, Because the thing is you're entering into a great deal, right? If you complete this, you don't end up with a conviction. But what you need to understand is that you give up nearly every right known to man by entering into this agreement. And it's a contract between you and the court saying, hey, I'm going to complete this agreement. If you don't, you authorize me to put you in jail for an entire year. So it's no joke. We routinely have to put people in because they just don't get it. We're not asking for much. And I'll make you an even sweeter deal. If you do well and you kick butt, I'll take you off in half the time. If you do your classes quick, don't test positive, be nice to everybody, because you got to understand you're meeting with probation officers. They're dealing with the worst of the worst all day, every day. So if you get in there at 4 o'clock, they're probably going to be in a very bad mood. So make the first appointment in the morning, go in there, crack a joke, be nice. You'll have the meeting out of your hand, you know? And like anything in life. Now, it's a 15-month deferred. Part of the agreement is for you to complete an effective decision-making class, a gun safety class. You must also do a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what are the conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill them.
Judge, was it 15 months, 14 months?
15.
I have 15. But look, if you do good, you're off in 7.5 months. If you've really, substance abuse treatment as needed, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, forfeiture of the weapon, and 32 hours of community service. Is this how you understand it?
Yes,
Did
sir.
you graduate from high school?
I ain't graduate.
No, sir, no.
Oh, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir.
Well, how far did you get in high school?
Last time I was in 10th grade, sir.
Hey, no, it's unacceptable. You need your high school diploma.
Sir.
In lieu of the community service, I'd rather him work to get his GED. You need your GED. If you don't have your high school diploma, every single employer is going to run circles around you. You will make pennies to when other people are making dollars.
Yes,
You
sir.
need your high school diploma.
So
That is my main focus of this thing. Once you get that high school diploma, I'll take you off.
yes, sir.
That's how meaningful it is. You understand?
Sir.
Okay, so what I want is let's set it off 3 weeks. And I want to know within 3 weeks that he's enrolled to start doing classes. Okay? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you are stuck with us until you complete it, or if it gets violated. If you pick up a new case, if you smoke weed, if you do something you're not supposed to do, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. We're going to have a hearing to see if you violated it. And if you did, you're looking at an entire year. But I'm telling you now, I will keep you, and I can keep you for 3 years until you get your high school diploma.
Yes, sir.
We have services so that you can get it for free. So money is never an issue. And I will help you in any way that you need. But that's the most important thing in your life at this very instant. You understand? Okay. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm not going to find you guilty. I'll withhold that. I'm going to waive all your fees. It's never about the money. You understand? If you ever have a problem, you get a probation officer you don't get along with, come here. We can help you out. But don't just take off. It's the worst thing you can do.
Yes, sir.
Good luck, Mr. Camaro.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bond conditions for.
Judge, I have a question for page 15.
Yeah.
Was she waived or was violated?
Wait, no, what do you think?
I mean, I can read all her documentation without her. She's very nervous in court.
I've already got conditions in place, so if we do find PC, it's really no harm. I'll waive it for you because we've already got conditions in place. And then if there's no PC, then it's no PC, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, for sure.
Did we able to send it now?
Right now.
Those paper one.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did you want me to sign something in there?
Yes, the bond conditions for Kevin Robisho. We're still waiting to do this plea, right? Torres Reyes.
There we go. Okay, here's Robisho. No, we did the plan on Torres Reyes.
Oh, we already did? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you want him to pay on GPS fines or you want to write?
That's what he was filling out an affidavit to see whether he qualifies,
Okay.
whether he's indigent or not, because I don't know. Okay,
Got it.
Tony,
Yes, sir.
you ready?
I am here on Clarissa Borges. Clarissa Leon Borges.
Okay.
So Judge, we have the contract, we have the DA fee paid, we have the interlock. I just need to send everything to the PTI people for them.
Well, she was supposed to be here with proof of installation of the
We
interlock.
have that. She's here.
Okay.
We
You
have
have
every,
proof of installation of the interlock?
yeah, she sent it to us yesterday.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so I just need to send to, we hadn't signed the contract. I had it here today to get everything signed.
Okay.
I just need to forward it to the PTI people.
And to file the supervision order, right? So I don't know, a couple days, what, Monday or Tuesday?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Whatever day you want.
Okay. I sent it. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Judge.
Like, oh, you,
Hey, good. Always pleasure. Huh?
do I know you? It's been
I
so
know.
long.
I got moved, so I'm on 10th floor now. I'm their problem. On the upside, I was attorney of the week in the 208th. And so I got 6 cases today.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
It's,
Felony cases are.
yeah, but I got into no PC one, which in felony court is
No?
very rare. I have an off docket motion to restore property, which was, placed in your queue. I can give you the cause number or the
I
name.
see.
Okay.
Are they unopposed?
They are unopposed.
Okay.
That is the exact phrasing I got from the chief. They are unopposed.
Is it going to you or to the?
No, it's going to the client. It was, the forfeiture was specifically not part of the deal. We worked it out where he did a little extra so he wouldn't have to forfeit. It's a Glock. I've spoken with him. I've got pictures of the box he purchased it in, including serial numbers, and they all match.
Just to clarify, I just don't have any notes saying whether we're opposed. Our defense counsel informed me that this was a material term in the agreement when it was made with the previous chief. I just- And it's not a requirement by the contract or anywhere else. So just to
Thank you,
clarify.
Judge.
But-
Next time I want one for me. Oh, this is your reminder, Judge, the ACTLA banquet's next month, okay?
Thanks, Vince.
All right.
I'm probably going to regret this later today when I have to catch up on all my other work, but I'll keep going because I'm only 7 minutes away from streaming for 3 hours today. So we'll just we'll keep going for a little bit while longer. Do me a favor out there. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, would you consider hitting that subscribe button for me, please? I have a real shot today at crossing 15,000 subs, and I'd love to get there, and I'd love you to be a part of that. So if you're not already subscribed, please hook me up. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. Anyways, let's get back to Judge and see if he can figure out his IT stuff.
Oh, let's do that here. Because
Questions like bond wishes to talk to return. You're going to ask. Might take a minute.
Yeah, that's okay. Here, I guess it's. Is that way you don't get on separate different ways? It's just one my name?
It's just, it should be this one.
Just one time? I
Yeah,
don't
just
know.
one time. Yeah, just one time.
So it's. And then that one time.
Yeah, that's one time and then.
My name.
Yeah,
Okay.
short.
Yeah. Okay,
That should be.
thanks.
No.
Frederick.
Judge,
You had. Smiley.
yeah, we were there yesterday, but we left felony court. He didn't check in with your court. I told him to come down there and wait for me till I finished. I get down there, he's gone. I mean, he never showed up or, and I guess I wasn't clear.
What are we
But,
doing to Smiley's case regardless?
Okay, here we go. I got the mitigation package already been turned in to the felony. They're, deciding what they want to do. An alternative, if they don't approve it, we have a plea. So we have a resolution one way or the other when we come back to court. April
Is that on
29th.
the 29th?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll set you for the same day. On that
Mhm.
day, it's here as well, plea or trial.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, we'll have it resolved that day, one way or the other.
Okay, we got you.
All right.
All right,
All right. Thank you.
thanks.
See you later, Judge. All right. Bye.
See you later. Sylvia.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Hey, good morning.
Judge, I'm here on Guillermo Gonzalez case.
Okay,
So the PTI was accepted. My client was accepted to do the DWI PTI, and he is scheduled for the PRAS on the 14th of this month, April 14th.
is he here now?
No, Your Honor, you wait his presence. Last time we were there.
You know, he was supposed to be here so he can go do the TRAS. Right?
Sylvia?
Yeah,
No, so he was waived yesterday, but because she never reset the case with me, I
Oh.
set the affidavit.
got it. Okay. So he has an appointment for the TRAS on the 14th. I guess we'll just leave it on that day then. Do you want to leave it on that day or do you want to bring him in earlier to get it done?
Whatever the court says, Your Honor.
It doesn't matter to me, Sylvia, whatever you want. Dealer's choice.
Let's do the 14th so he doesn't have to lose another day of work.
Okay,
Perfect. So I'll tell him to be there on the 14th earlier, and then he has his TRAS in the afternoon, and then he can do
well,
everything the same day.
can we set it for the 15th just so that we know he went?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Let me
Set
just
it
look
for-
at my calendar real quick, Your Honor. Give me
Just so that we know he went, and then assuming that we did, we'll send you like 2 weeks after for you guys to get everything done. Huh?
Perfect, sir. I'll be there on the 15th.
Okay,
We will be there, him and I, okay?
got it.
Thank you, Your
Hey.
Honor.
Did you hear that?
No, what day was it?
15th, has the TRAS on the 14th. We'll set it on the 15th to ensure that he went.
Okay.
And then after that, assuming we did, then we'll set it off another couple weeks for him to get the contract TRAS and off, or the contract and all that stuff. Okay, Sylvia, we got you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused,
Okay.
sir?
See, take care.
You as
Ready?
well. Bye.
Junior Bridge Judge.
180 days. But he should be filling out an affidavit. Did he, is he, do you have an affidavit to fill out? Yes. Did you give him a financial? Come up, sir. We need to give you a financial affidavit to fill out. Okay.
I was approaching on Mr. Lamonius. He's in Lamonius.
Lamonius. I'll hit you up next, Harold.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't.
No, don't worry about it. Okay. Tell me about it.
This is a fugitive case. He's wanted out of Escambia County, Florida for assault battery.
Only burglary with assault.
Oh, burglary with assault battery.
Felony burglary, assault and battery. Okay.
But I believe it's one charge, not multiple. And he has asked me to ask the court for a bond. A fugitive
Okay.
bond.
Do you mind bringing him out? Echegon, please. Lemonias. Please. I saw a day here earlier. What happened? He took off already?
I could do it.
Okay. I'm not saying anything on you. Harold, talk to me while we're waiting.
Page 24, it's a BVR.
I can't hear you. Do you mind hitting maybe well, we've heard other people,
Yeah,
right?
it's him.
It's you. I can't hear you. You want to restart your computer or take out the buds? I cannot hear you.
Hang on 1 second.
There. Say
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. Is my AirPods not working? So Judge, I'm here for Miss Washington. She's got a bond violation. You're hearing me,
Come up,
right?
Miss Washington.
Judge, I think the allegations tested positive for THC, but I think we're close in time to the arrest date still. It was February 3rd.
I ordered you not to use illegal drugs. If I find that you're using, I will put you in jail. Do you understand? I will give you the time from the date of your arraignment here, a sufficient amount of time to have passed. If I find it, it's not going to go well for you. She was arraigned and ordered on her conditions February 10th. So I will give 50 days from that time. If you test positive after that, it's not going to go well for you. Do not use. So look. It's already been past the 50 days, Harold. I don't know what to tell you. She's using.
Well, Judge, but if it's February the 10th, right, you have, that's 18 days left in February, and then it would still be another.
50 days would be March 17th.
$50 days from February the
Or
10th.
at the latest, the 24th.
I don't doubt you. There's a website I go to because I'm terrible at this calculating days things.
You're using. You're using. And I ordered you not to.
Like, my court date was on and it was.
I arraigned you and ordered you not to use as of February 10th. We are now April 4th.
But Judge, the positive test was on March the 25th, I believe. I think it's what the letter said.
Yes, but I ordered her not to use on February 10th.
So Judge, I just went to this website to calculate the days from February the 10th to March 25th, and it's coming back 43 days. I realize it's just a week, but from 50.
If you want a week, I'll give you a week out of courtesy. You're to come back here in a week and test.
It should be on my.
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, Ms. Washington.
Oh, that's gonna.
I'll bring you back in a week, man. Take a seat. All right, I'll bring her back in a week, Harold.
Okay, thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
Got it.
I know she appreciates it.
Is exactly a week from today good for you?
I'm going to be in Fort Bend County again, but could
you can always Zoom.
Sure. I only have one person that day, so that'll be the 11th.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we got it.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you so much, Judge. My excuse.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all have a good weekend. Thank you.
All right, coming up. Mr. Limones?
Yes, sir.
Limones, good morning, sir.
Sir.
Your lawyer is asking for me to set you a bond. I don't know. I've never met you before. All I know is that you have a charge out of Florida and that you have some criminal history out of here. And that's quite concerning because the last thing I want to do is to give you a bond and you go out there and leave a wake of destruction on the way to Florida. I have enough trouble sleeping as it is. That's not what I want. So it's really hard sometimes to figure out who should we give a bond to, who should we not give a bond to.
Understandable, sir.
So State, tell me about him.
Yes, Judge. He's wanted out of Escambia County, Florida for felony burglary with assault or battery. State's asking for no bond in this case. This was issued, while it was issued March of this year. We're concerned about the facts surrounding this case. It seems that the complaining witness on this case knew the defendant in some kind of relationship, family unit. In this case, complaining witness was inside a car. Defendant went to the driver's side of the car, opened the door, grabbed the female by the legs and dragged her out of the car. Put her in something with just like a full Nelson. So we're concerned about the danger to this complaining witness in this case. Furthermore, we're concerned about the criminal history related to this defendant. He does have a bond forfeiture out of our court. He's also been a previous out-of-county fugitive from Galveston. He has some other criminal history.
Does he have anything else open anywhere else?
He had a criminal mischief that he was convicted of in 2021 out of Galveston, a resisting arrest from 2019 out of Brazoria. He had a probation revocation in 2019 for Brazoria, DWI second, 2019 for Jefferson County. He had an evading motor vehicle from Harris County deferred revoke in 2016 because he had picked up 2 new cases, one of which was a DWI from 2016. That's all I have, Josh.
Judge, the complaining witness in the open case, she's here today in court. I know we don't want to get bogged down in the facts, but she is here today. And yes, he does have some history, but most of it's over 5 years old. Nothing too recent.
Well, the criminal mischief is 2 years old out of Galveston, right? You said it's 21 or?
2021.
2021, so that's 4 years, sorry, I rounded up. So he's not had any contact with law enforcement for 4 years. He's working as a tanker. He works, changing out the seals in the tanks. If he is allowed to pay the fugitive bond, go to Florida and resolve this, then that helps him keep his job.
I don't know. I mean, I truly don't, because while he's got some criminal history, it's not a couple years ago, but it's a new case, and is it 1 felony? Is it 2 felonies?
It is 1 felony. It's burglary with assault or battery. This is the name of the charge. I do also want to mention on the warrant, it says no contact with the alleged victim. So.
Wow. They're telling you not to have contact with the victim, and here,
Let's, okay, speak your honor.
Let me say something, Judge.
Don't talk about the case because they can use it against you, but
She's not under the court order. If she wants to come, it's only him that has to stay away from her. I did not realize that.
did you want to say something?
Do I need to say it to you? I don't know who I.
Just don't talk about the facts of the case in Florida. That's all we're gonna say, because anything you say there, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say, they can use against you. I live stream proceedings, so,
Yeah.
People may see it.
If we want to step back in there and you can tell me whatever you need to tell me, I just don't want to.
Sure.
No, that's okay, please.
Whenever you're ready.
Seven flags, first flag, and then explain that she used the aggression in that. It'll present that. Yeah, like.
Okie dokie, this is kind of a natural break point, and honestly, I need to tend to the other businesses that we run, or I'm not going to be able to keep the lights on here. We went just over 3 hours today, and I had a lot of fun, and I hope you all did too. Ashley, thank you again for becoming a channel member today. Barbara, Ellie thanks you for buying her some Treatos. That was very nice of you. And those of you interested in the case of the 88 miles per hour DeLorean time machine speeding thing, I'm going to continue to capture Judge Fleischer's live stream, and if there's follow-up on that happens, we'll post a video on it probably over the weekend here. So yeah, had a lot of fun. You never know what you're going to get here at the Courtroom Files Live. The one thing I like about the live show as compared to the other content we do is it's always unpredictable. Every day is different. I come in with an idea of what's going to happen based on what I'm seeing before I go live, and it's always something totally different. Today it turned into the Judge Fleischer show. Sometimes it just rolls that way, but I had a lot of fun, and I hope you did too. Anywho, have a great weekend. Be with the ones you love. Be happy and enjoy. We'll be back Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. Appreciate you all. Take care, and God bless.